is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show.
For over 25 years, South Floridians have counted on Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises for their roofing needs. In South Florida, we battle the sweltering heat, rain, winds, and all kinds of tropical storms. That's why when it comes to protecting your family, home, or business, call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs. All work fully guaranteed with the customer's complete satisfaction. A+ rated member of the Better Business Bureau. Licensed and insured. There's no buts about it. When your roof needs repair or replacement, go to TommyBButtsJrEnterprises.com. A certified white mean contractor.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Office to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, lollipop blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchased with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, we go. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. For sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Friday! Welcome aboard. It's a Friday. We made it. Boy, it's been a long week. For yours truly, it'll be a long day today. We're going to have a lot of fun today, man. It is looking good. There you go. Look, I got my Tannehill jersey right above. Dominic, just in case, if you're watching, all right, because Dominic met me over at, met us, because I was with my man Greep, and we were over at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and he brought us, for joking, for, as they say, for craps and giggles, he brought us a Tannehill jersey, and as you can see, there it is. Although I should switch the H for a K, right? I need to do that. I got to switch the H for a K. But in honor, it'll go down after today, but I figured I'd do it for Dominic, who, by the way, Dominic is a strong supporter of the show, all right? Watches it all the time up in Ohio. And so he's a Dolphin fan living in Ohio. Think about that. He met me at the Hall of Fame, okay? Brought me some presents, brought us some presents. Well, some of you, because only some of you will be fortunate enough to get Dominic's presents. But anyway, he came out and he had his he had a number 23, but it wasn't Sertan. Who was the other 23 that he had on? Now I'm forgetting who the hell it was, but it was one of those jerseys that you want to get rid of because it was a short term. Somebody else had Sertan's number on there. I forgot who it was. But anyway, so I told him, man, you can just switch it out for Sertan. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you that are going to go to Miami Lakes, I brought the wrong bag. I got to get the right bag. But anyway, so I've got some goodies that we're going to give away on Sunday over at Sports Grill in Miami Lakes. I mean, in Bird Road. So come on out to Sports Grill on Bird Road, 114th, for the broadcast this week. We start at 11 a.m., and I will be surprising different people at different tables with a gift. You know what I mean? One of those deals. Don't ask for it. You ask for it, you're not getting it. It's a surprise because we only have a limited amount. And I got one myself, which for those of you that, you don't. So Dominic made these himself. I mean, and dude, they look great. and they're well made, tight. I mean, really, seriously, great job by Dominic. So, obviously, Sean got one. I got one. Sean, you got yours on too already? You still have yours on? There it is. There he is. See, he's not sporting it to you guys, but he's sporting it to me off mic. So we'll give away some of those at the broadcast this week on Sunday, and we start off at 11 a.m. Remember, we're 4-0. It's not the Dolphins. It's not the defense. It's not Tua. It's not the coaching staff. It's all about Sports Grill on Bird Road. That's the reason. The moment we switched from Miami Lakes to Bird Road, the winning streak started. So it's really all about that. So if you want to be amongst the great vibe to watch the game, you go to Sports Grill. Okay. Now, tonight, we have a second broadcast. That's right. Nobody works harder than we do. You know that. And so tonight, we got this show like we do every day. Ira Winderman's going to join us in a couple minutes. We'll talk to Omar Kelly. We'll talk to Manny Navarro at 11 o'clock. But tonight, we're going to be at Larry Little's Hall of Fame dinner, and I will be the MC also. Now, I just want to kind of run by some of the names that are going to be there, Dolphin fans, and even sports fans out there. Bob Brzezinski's going to be there. Bob Greasy's going to be there. Thomas Hollywood Henderson's going to be there. Daryl Fullington's going to be there. Dick Anderson's going to be there. Benny Blades, Ed Newman. Let's see, Jesse Solomon, John Harris, Charles Johnson, Kerry Glenn, Lamar Thomas, Lenny Harris, Lorenzo Hampton, Mark Duper, Mercury Morris, Nat Moore. Let's see, Reggie Theus, Kajana Carter, Terry Kirby, Tony Nathan. So we're going to have a slew of guests. We're going to try to get some of them on the show. All right, I'll be emceeing the event. You'll be able to see everybody come to the podium and talk and all that good stuff. We'll get Larry Little on there, all of that. So we will have a slew of stars today to join us at the event. And so this is a great opportunity. It'll be like a relaxed type setting and all of that. And it's good because, the Dolphins are winning 4 in a row. So at least some of these former Dolphins don't have as many complaints as they would have had, about a month and a half ago. They probably would have been bitching like crazy. But these are some of the names that are going to be there tonight. And there might be some others that aren't on this list. And we will try to get some of those names to join us. But you will see them whenever they do talk and they come to the podium and all that kind of stuff. I've been to this event a couple times as just an attendee. But this time we talked and we said, hey man, this is something we would love to broadcast, obviously, because we got Dolphin fans all over the world, watching this show all the time. So there you go. There's a good opportunity. So tonight, we will go on the air at 6 o'clock. I will try to see if I can get some of the interviews between 6 and 7. Once the event starts, then you guys will watch the event and everything right here on our channel. So you'll be able to see everything, all the dignitaries that are there and all that good stuff. So it'll be a lot of fun. So tonight, starting at 6 o'clock, will be our second show of the evening. So can't beat that, man. It's a beautiful thing. We're loaded. We got Ira. He's going to join us now in a minute here. Omar Kelly will join us in hour number 2. Manny Navarro will join us at 11 o'clock to start off hour number 2. By the way, I am in a great mood because Polygon has absolutely exploded this morning. I told you for weeks now that Polygon is the one that you better watch out for. It's about to explode. It is due. It's on the Ethereum network. It's because of the gas fees on Ethereum so high. Once they add layer 2 to Ethereum next year, that's going to lower. They're going to be able to shard. They're going to be able to get more transactions in. And they will lower the gas fees, obviously. So they'll be able to scale a lot more. Then that'll be something that will open up Ethereum and it's going to explode. But for now, a lot of people are running their transactions on the Ethereum network through Polygon. The NFL just cut a deal with Polygon. Polygon just had another big announcement yesterday too. And I told you that it was the best value right now in crypto. It was down to like $1.49 on November 19. It's this morning, it's at 234, 233, something like that. And it is just beginning. This is a parabolic run that this is going to be on. Not a financial advisor, just a guy that loves crypto, just a guy that loves it, lives it, breathes it, is all over it. All right, let's take a quick break here. Not a quick break, but let's present the man, the myth, the legend that is Ira Winderman and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
Presenting Ira like this, he had so much time to get rid of the glasses. So he's absolutely set. How you doing, my man? Good morning.
For anyone who asks why we have two Acura Pembroke Pines reports, why we're on 3 times a week, including Pallet Rack City, inside.
Why we're on all year. Why we're on all year.
Year round. But I mean, look at this week. I get done with a riveting hour of basketball with Clay Ferraro on Wednesday, and all hell breaks loose. An hour or two later, we find out that the Heat lost a second-round pick, which I'm fine with, for the Kyle Lowry recruiting our early offer or whatever. And then about 2 hours after that, we learned about far more serious Bam Adebayo going to miss at least 6 weeks because of that thumb surgery. So when you look at all of this, what an evolving week for the Miami Heat. And how interesting is it? When you and I started our week this week, we talked about the Heat team coming off a victory in Chicago, looking good again, home court in the first round. That's why I think it's so important, especially, and you've been good over the years of doing this, of contrasting basketball to football. Football, you had 16, you have 17 games. Every game means something. For 11 or 12 games. This is such a roller coaster that even with Bam being out until first week, second week of January, half the season still will be remaining. So, man, folks, just buckle in because it's going to be a hell of a ride.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one. But in these kind of moments, here's where I say, Doggy, you wanted 95 million, right? Well, you got your 95 million. I get you're in a slump. You better find a way to get the hell out of that slump right away because you got to step up. These are the moments now why they paid Duncan Robinson. And look, I know Kyle Lowry had a bad night the other night. I don't expect him to do that on a nightly basis. I expect him now to obviously step up without Butler, without Bam, but Duncan is a guy that it's nice to see Strus. It's nice to see Gabe Vincent actually developing consistency, which is really, really important for this team. But Duncan Robinson has to be a difference maker right now. He is a guy that really spreads the floor, and his shot is not so important also that it goes in, but it's important that it becomes the threat that it's been because it then opens it up for everybody else.
And you know what? And here's the hard part. So you say to yourself, Kyle was speaking about this before Bam's injury. We need to get him some easy ones, like a baseball player bunting, like a quarterback throw some short passes out of the flat and get touches. Now it's not going to be so easy. Now they're not going to be doubles on Bam. There's not going to be Bam's passing out of the pivot. Dwayne Dedmon is a far more limited player. That's why he's a career journeyman. So Duncan really has to step up. He has to make the hard shots he was making before. I mean, that was almost unfathomable, the depths he reached on Wednesday. Every time I talk to you, you've been pretty consistent because you're the most upbeat person in South Florida, webcasting and radio, that Duncan's going to break out of it. And it got worse, and it was terrible. Yeah. And when I asked Eric Spoelstra the question in the postgame, I was trying to just ask him of what do you do now? But I mentioned how Duncan's streak of, I believe it was 69 straight games of the three-point conversion came to an end. And Eric was having none of it. And he was like, I don't care about his streak. I was not putting him back in the game for a streak. This is not about personal stuff. And then I love how he ended it. And he'll have plenty of time to start a new one. Well, you know what, Big O? Here in Indianapolis tonight against the Pacers, that streak not only has to start, but it has to start in a big way. So hopefully, a month, 2 months from now, we look back down the road and we go, you know what, Ira? That night when Duncan got 5 3-pointers in Indy, that really got him going again. Now is go time.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Now is go time. And you mentioned Dedmon. Dedmon will give you some of what you lost with Bam on defense. He's not going to replace what you lost with Bam on offense, scoring, facilitating, all those kind of things. So on the big man side, is this where we force and try to give Yurtsevin some more minutes and try to develop him? I know Spo is not big on playing you if you're not ready anyway, so he's not just going to throw you out there. But how do you adjust now without Bam? What are you expecting the Heat to do to offset this?
Eric Spoelstra will not put in Omar Yurtseven against a quick, fleet, athletic center is the way I'd put it. So it's going to be matchup based. He didn't feel comfortable doing it on Wednesday in that loss. Tonight against Indiana, I don't know if he can guard a Sabonis or go out to the three-point line with a Miles Turner. Tomorrow, if Brook Lopez hadn't had that back surgery, I could see a matchup possibly of putting him on Brook Lopez. I could see possibly playing him. People are forgetting they have Boogie Cousins now. He might make his debut tomorrow in Milwaukee. I could see that. So it'll be matchup based. We know that Eric Spoelstra doesn't think Omar Yurtseven is ready for playoff meaningful moments right now, maybe a little, but his hands are tied. Because the other option is gulp KZ Okpala. And I mean,
although the last time we saw KZ, it was actually a pretty good outing for him, right? I mean,
you know what? That was Oklahoma City, and that was against a team that routinely loses by 70 or something points. So I wouldn't overstate any stats against the Thunder this year. And what bothers me, and you know this from football, and you've spoken about it, where you see guys not running the right routes or defensive backs not in the right coverages. KZ Okpala 3 seasons in should know the coverages. Yet the chance I get being at the games, unlike when you watch on TV, is to see a Kyle Lowry pull him over and basically give him the look of, what the F are you doing? And here's the other thing. Tyler Hero pulling KZ Okpala aside on one offensive set and giving him a look like, get a clue. That bothers me. The kid went to Stanford. Now, you could be on a basketball scholarship, whatever, but he was in the academic institution that is Stanford. He should get it better. You know, it's like we were almost talking about during the game when it got out of hand, the Wizard of Oz comparisons. And we said that we'd like Duncan Robinson to have a little more courage. And KZ Okpala, whether, you know, he's the Tin Man, you know, or needs a little more heart. But that's what's missing. So many things are missing. It's like they're going down the yellow brick road and you're going, if only this guy had that. If only that guy had that. That's the problem right now. And when you lose players like Jimmy Butler out tonight, out for this road trip, and Bam Adebayo, you wind up playing with flawed players. How do you hide the flaws? How do you accentuate the strengths? That's the challenge right now for Eric Spoelstra.
Speaking of KZ, that second round pick they lost is that the second round pick they needed to get rid of KZ?
No, that actually the second round pick they're going to lose is the second round pick they got for trading Bol.
Okay.
On draft night in 2019, the Heat, they didn't work in a draft Bol. Denver wanted him. They said, okay, we'll take a future pick from you. So all in all, you know, it's like, and I wrote for my Sunday column, I'm going to post it tomorrow online at sunsentinel.com. The waiting was the hardest part of the tampering thing, not the penalty. Right. Second rounders. I see Pat Riley out on the street after game handing out second round vouchers to people who drive by. You know, it's like when Nick Saban or Bill Parcells drove to Dolphins practice and he'd stop there and you'd hand out some cash out the windows. Not a big deal. But making us wait for 4 months, thinking you might lose a first round pick, thinking there might be multi-million-dollar fines, thinking Pat Riley might get a George Steinbrenner-like suspension and be forced out of view. It was all a bunch of nothing because it all is a bunch of nothing. And I'm sorry, small market, unattractive teams, you're not going to win in free agency, whether another team jumps the gun at the start or not, because it's not like if Sacramento had time, Kyle Lowry would go, I can grow some avocados in the offseason. Like, enough already. That's how this league is stacked. There are places people want to be. And if you're going to have free agency, they're going to follow the money and they're going to follow the location.
All right, let's get into an odd question, and then I'm going to apologize ahead of time of what I'm going to ask you after that. But anyways, Kyrie Irving, the Nets apparently are now, they say they're, the reports are they're taking offers now for Kyrie Irving. How is that going to go, Ira? Who the hell is going to trade for Kyrie Irving? And if they trade for him, what would anybody give up that would be actually of value for Kyrie Irving, considering how flaky and inconsistent he is? Now, we all know here in Miami we could trade for him because we've got DeSantis. He don't care about any vaccinations. Come on down and play, baby. But no, seriously, on a serious note, how's this going to work out?
Hey, look, that 76ers trade is there. So, if you're talking about trading flake for flake, even up, you have the deal in place. The Sixers are, I believe, right now 11-11, treading water. Joel Embiid is just getting over his bout of COVID. They've been uneven off all season. So there are trades to be made. I always say this when you talk about an untradeable contract, an untradeable player. There's always a team out there that also has an untradeable contract, an untradeable player.
That's a good one there. Right?
I think Simmons would work there because you have Joe Harris's outside shooting once he gets back from his current injury. So you have that also. There are deals to be made. And I think the Nets realize right now they're good enough without Kyrie for the regular season, but they need that one extra boost. So it is doable. But the shame of this Big O is this. He's a really, really good player. He's one of the 15 best players in the NBA, maybe one of the 10 best players in the NBA. And it's just a shame that that's why Kevin Durant went to play there. That's why James Harden wanted to be traded there. And honestly, I would like to see what that looks like. I like a super team. I like must-see viewing in the NBA, especially in the playoffs. But you know what? If he wants to hold to his guns, you're absolutely right. There's plenty of places, probably most places in the NBA outside of New York and the San Francisco Bay Area, where you could just go ahead, not be vaxxed and play. Bradley Beal's been doing it all season.
Yeah, no, you're right. I'm just saying. And Philly, wow, although Embiid will go, God, now I get this guy instead. It's just like,
you know what? But if you're winning, you're happy. So people said Jimmy Butler might have been a pain in the ass in Philly, but Joel Embiid knew he was a winner and took them to a different level and realizes that now as well in retrospect. When you're winning, all the clowning and, and chicanery and all that stuff you forget about. You just want to win. Since we're on web only, plenty of players have thrived along assholes because assholes who win aren't quite viewed the same. And I'll leave any further Aaron Rodgers talk to you.
Yeah, no, I know. But it's a completely different type of wild man in Jimmy and Kyrie. It's two different things. Like Jimmy is driven by winning and he's pissed by lazy people and all that. So he's going to let him have it. And I get it. He's probably, if others will hold back, he wouldn't. Well, Kyrie is a whole different flake. That's a whole different ballgame. All right. So this dude, I rarely agree with this dude on the political side. I wasn't happy that he went after Big Bird because you just don't do those kind of things. But over the last week and a half, I kind of find myself agreeing with Ted Cruz a couple times. One, he actually defended crypto. He actually understands crypto, which I was impressed with. So it was nice because very few people know about crypto, and especially in our government, they're coming up with crappy.
Except, as you know, to generate crypto takes great amounts of energy, which will turn the heat off for him again. So you have that issue going there.
Yeah, no, what he can fly to Mexico. He's fine. He's got a big old suitcase jam-packed for 4 weeks of stay. He's ready to go. Don't worry about it. Ted is always ready to bail out on your ass. But I got to give him a little props here. He blasted the NBA, praised the WTA, and he says, I'll tell you something right now. The Women's Tennis Association has bigger balls than the NBA. I'd like to see the courage be contagious and more people stand up. He made the comments while discussing the vanishing of star tennis player Peng Shuai in an interview with the Clay Travis, whatever. The top athletes organization across the country have demanded proof of the tennis star is okay. The Women's Tennis Association has shown extraordinary courage, calling out the Chinese government, demanding that she be released and she be freed. And they put their money where their mouth is. They canceled all the events in China. We saw what oh God, now I'm the center from that just got his
Cantor freedom.
Enes Kanter. We saw Enes Kanter go after LeBron.
Freedom. Enes Kanter freedom. You changed his name.
That's right. And we saw him go after LeBron because, of everything going on in China and the Nike and the shoes and everything else and all that stuff. And then the NBA is in bed with China. So at what point does the rubber meet the road here? Or does everybody kind of still, look the other way while the NBA is doing this?
In a capitalistic economy where you're based on money, it is what it is. It's like telling McDonald's to pull out of China. We're so enmeshed internationally that you can't undo it at this point, that you've made your partners, you've gotten into bed already. You simply can't tell American corporations that are there, which we are dependent on and the Chinese are dependent on. And that's what happens when you become, global and geopolitical like that, is you wind up with these bedfellows. We do business with Russia, and we're at odds with Russia all the time. If you go to Moscow, you see American companies there. So it's a lot harder than just saying we shouldn't do this. Look, the statement has always been made with the Olympics. The Winter Olympics are coming up now in China. So you can make your statement there if you want. That's probably the place you start. But let me ask you this. How many politicians want to anger their constituents involved in winter sports, people from their states who are going to the games? So it's a real juggling thing. Yes, the NBA is in bed with China because China has a lot of money. The NBA is in bed with China because one of their owners, the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, comes from Chinese wealth, is invested there, has been very careful in what he says. All this stuff about the NBA taking a stand like we saw 2 summers ago in the bubble, very, very commendable for what they did. But there's always this step back. Okay, players, if you believe that way, if you want to lose these sponsorship, if you want to lose X amount of fans, whether those fans are right or wrong, how much of a salary cut are we all taking? Are you guys going to say, okay, instead of the mid-level exception being 10 million, the mid-level exception is 2 million? So you can do it. But find me the NBA player who has all this ire toward China, which I do not believe in any way is misguided, who also was willing to take a salary cut or perhaps a loss of a job. You get to that point, you're willing to stand on that. I mean, all we see now, baseball with the lockout, it's all about money. They're taking a stand because of money. Well, if you really want to take a stand, there's not a single NBA player who can't tell you right now, Orlando Alzagari, I am not playing another game until the NBA divests its interest in China. And I have not seen a single one who's done that yet. And it's Cantor, if he doesn't like, and again, I'm not saying he's wrong. I admire a lot of what he stands for. But if he has so much trouble with the Chinese government and he knows the NBA is in bed with China, he can also say, I'm done. I'm finished playing with this league. I can't be a partner to someone who's a partner with that. I don't see anyone doing that. And that's the difference. If Ted Cruz says every Texas-based company needs to immediately pull out of China, but God bless him if in his heart he feels that way. And it might be the right stance, and that's fine. But there's always the financial part that everyone's really tiptoeing around and dancing around. So that's the difference. I think if the Olympics go on in China, then I think everyone is just sort of placating and moving forward, right or wrong. Probably wrong.
Probably, yep. But it is interesting, and I do give the Women's Tennis Association, it's pretty strong on their part, man. And looking out for that young lady, you got to love that part. You got to respect that. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. Catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. As always, make sure you subscribe, okay? It's very important you all subscribe to our local papers, okay? Because they do a great job, and let's support our local journalists. It's incredibly important. Ira, as always, thank you, my brother. Enjoy the basketball, even if it's a little ugly for the next couple of weeks.
The next 2 nights, I don't know. Jimmy Butler did not make the trip. That tailbone injury. And again, I've got to get off WebMD and these other medical sites, but they're telling me 3 weeks for a tailbone bruise. And I'm like, uh-oh. Then I went to clevelandclinic.com and to mayoclinic.com, and I read up about whiplash, and they said a 3-month injury. So, it's all compounding, and the Heat haven't been hit by COVID yet. So these are different times where it's not only injuries. So, yeah, it better be Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, and sort of the cavalry at this time, because that's all they've got at the moment.
Crazy stuff. Ira, as always, you're the best. Thanks, my brother. We'll talk again on Monday. You got it. There you go. Ira Winderman and our Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right. Appreciate all of you out there tuning in. Irving Figueroa says, I just bought Polygon, baby. Why didn't you buy Polygon when I'm telling you and it's $1.50 and $1.60 and I was telling you that under $2 it's a freaking steal? Why did you wait now? Damn it, man. Why didn't you do that? Why'd you wait? Why didn't you get it early? I mean, I've been telling you guys about Polygon when it was at 68 and 70, 74, 75, 80 cents. And obviously, and it's going to explode, man. It's going to absolutely explode. It is such a good company. So I see Big Bob first in. He says, good morning, Matic baby. So I guess Big Bob is another one on the Matic train. Let me see here. What do we got? Chapman says, good morning. If the Patriots lose this week, very possible, and the Dolphins win, likely, the Dolphins will be the hottest team in the league as 5 straight. Inconceivable a month ago. You are correct, and it is beautiful. Let's see. Polly King says, Big O, I just have one question. I live in Dallas, Texas. I'm a huge Miami sports fan. Dolphins, Heat, Marlins, etc. Can you or anyone in the chat give me some ammo to use against these huge egos here? I don't know what ammo you need about what argument, what discussion you're having, my brother. I don't know what it is that you're having. So I don't know what the talk is. But stay strong. That's all I can tell you. Fred Davis is in. Thomas Jensen is in. Ian from Brooklyn. Folks, don't forget to smash the like button. Very, very important you smash the like button. Let's see. Gus 1388. Good to see you. As always, thank you for all the tweets you send, Gus. Very nice of you. So we are rooting for Utah to win tonight. It's a little early. I mean, it's whether Utah wins or Oregon wins. I don't think that changes anything. I think we'll find out this weekend, by the way, after they play. I think we'll find out what's the deal. Okay? That I do believe. We'll find out what's going on with the coaching and all that. But we got to wait for today's game. And then we'll see. Tonight's game. We'll see. If he loses, the one thing I keep telling you, while it's a good hire for Miami, he has never won big in Oregon. So he has to do in Miami what he has yet to do in Oregon. Because he hasn't won the Pac-12, then go to the playoffs and win a national champion or even get to the national championship game in the playoffs. You know what I mean? He hasn't done that. So that's going to be one hell of a challenge for him here. You know what I mean? But that's the best option right now for Miami. And the best part about Mario, if you can get him, if he's willing to come, then all of a sudden you're going to get a guy that truly is a lifer. And maybe you got a shot at getting a lifer that's actually a good coach. And that's been a combination that they haven't been able to find. The Finn's Tailgate, says, hey, how are you planning on making it to Hard Rock Stadium for a game this year? I'm thinking of catching the Jets-Dolphins game. If we get over there early enough, we'll have to swing by through and say hi. Yeah, or post-game. You could just get on the turnpike right there, right next to the stadium, and take it to Bird Road. It's like a 20-minute ride from there, 20, 25 minutes maybe. And that's it. You're there, you get off on Bird, and we're right there. So, yeah, you can do it before. I would suggest after the game. That would be the best, unless you've got like a plane flight right after the game or something like that. Let's see. What else do we have? The Cardiac Cats got it done again. Yeah, man. Was it 3 in the third, in the second, 4 in the third? What was it last night? Yeah, 3 goals in the third, 4 goals in the fourth. Bob gets benched. Spencer comes in, 19 saves. Ekblad with 2 goals and an assist. How about the Lundell kid? That's a baby. And this guy's having like one hell of a year already. 2 goals last night. And I tell you what did I tell you all the time about the Hard Rock Live app? So I'm keeping up with the game. And they have a 4-3 lead, Buffalo. So you know what the line then turns to? Because the Panthers were favored going into that game. Buffalo was favored Panthers were getting a goal and a half, down a goal. What do you think I did with 3 minutes left in the third period? Panthers down a goal, and you're going to give me a goal and a half against the Sabres? Let me have it. I took it. The live line is where you get the value. Okay? You guys know that I work on value all the time with crypto. So I'm working the same thing here. I'm working the value part of everything on the Hard Rock app. You're going to give me a goal and a half. And the Panthers have double the wins of the Sabres. And you're giving me a goal and a half? I'm taking it. Let's go. Thank you, Panthers. Appreciate you. By the way, last night, I also want to thank Taysom Hill. He is one of my close friends after last night because I laid the points on the Cowboys. I laid the 6.5. I don't really have a lot of respect for Taysom Hill. And I know he injured his finger or whatever. But I just want to thank him. 4 interceptions. It just kind of locked everything in. You know, the Cowboys did everything to give that game back. I mean, absolutely everything to give that game back. But luckily, you have Taysom Hill at quarterback, and, you know, you can't take anything with Taysom. So you can offer, but nobody's going to be able to take. So thank you, Taysom Hill. I appreciate you. Made me a winner last night, along with the Panthers. That Hard Rock app, loving it, baby. Loving it. Omar Lopez in. Leanne Perez says, Big O, my guy's recent Tua praise is crazy. Any reaction? Who's your guy's praise of Tua? I don't know who you're talking about, Leanne. I have no idea. But hey, listen, it's beautiful hearing all the people backtrack like a all-pro cornerback on Tua now, right? Just hearing all the praise, all people talking about it. And what was it? It was Gus 1388 sent me something on Twitter yesterday, and it was do I have time? Yes. It was Louis Riddick and Calturd. And listen, I personally, for me, I'm not the biggest Calturd guy or anything like that. I don't really have a ton of respect for Calturd. I think he's a lazy radio host that relies on his producers. We've had this conversation before on all of this. I'm not a Calturd guy. I just don't believe in him. I don't think much of it. And so Gus sent me this video, and in the video, let me see if I can.
Hi, it's Colin Coward. Do you want the best content on the internet? Go watch.
No, it's you got no content. And so, unfortunately, I had to watch this Calturd for a couple minutes. That's the only thing that Gus 1388, you made me suffer having to watch Calturd, right? But Calturd knows. Let me see.
Getting them fired up by making a special. Who I think sooner rather than later, a reboot.
Yeah, well, it's Paul Allen money. He passed. His sister now owns it. So writing big checks is not a problem for them. I think what you touched on, I don't know if you can win the Super Bowl with Mac or Tua. I don't know. Okay. I don't feel
all right, so this is good here. And it shows that, the good thing here, I'm going to play it now because I have queued it now. And so, and I know I got to take myself off the screen so there is no echo here. Let me see if I have it. Where are we? Here we go. I think I have it right here. Okay. So, first of all, as I've been talking about Tua for a while now, you have all these people that are a bunch of size queens. They see a guy that's 6'5" and 250 and can throw it 100 miles an hour. And look, Herbert's done an excellent job. He might turn out to be a hell of a quarterback. But as I told all of you out there, slow down. It's great that physically he has all the tools. Show me the clutch. Show me the big games. Show me the big moments. He hasn't had a lot of those yet. In fact, he has folded in big moments at times and throws and commits the mistake at times, okay? Still not a finished product because he's a young quarterback, right? But I would slow my roll on Herbert with the praise like I would slow my roll on anybody that was criticizing Tua. And because there's a lot of you out there that you fall in love with the physical traits, but you don't realize that if you don't have accuracy and you don't have ball placement, and if you don't have intelligence, and if you can't digest everything quickly and make quick decisions, you are not going to be a successful quarterback. It's great to have a huge arm, and I can name 50 quarterbacks that failed with huge arms. And I can name 50 guys that sucked, and they were 6'4" and 6'5" and 6'6". Okay? So none of that means anything to me. The athleticism means nothing to me. Lamar Jackson runs like a deer. You can have him. Okay? Everything has to be so perfect for you to win a Super Bowl with Lamar because he's not a good passer. Never has been, never will be a good passer. But it's wow. You can watch Taysom Hill leap over a guy yesterday and run for 100 yards. I don't give a shit. That's the problem with some of you out there. So you watch Justin Herbert and you see him throw a 50-yard line rope and you say, well, that's the guy. No, it's not. You haven't put him in the real situations that you need to see if he has what it takes in the key moments. Those are the tests that you need to find out with Justin. And we will find out with time because you don't do it right away. But all of a sudden, Justin Herbert's taking a couple steps back. All of a sudden, all that bullshit that so many of you were talking about, you're looking silly with Justin Herbert because he's only got one more win over Tua. And last time I checked, he lost to Tua. All right? So make up anything you want. Tua shorter, Tua doesn't have the same arm, whatever you want. He still could be a much better quarterback than Justin Herbert. But those of you that don't actually understand the quarterback position, you think it happens to be some kind of athletic trait. And you keep forgetting that the greatest quarterback for the Miami Dolphins didn't really have anything athletically that freaked you out except his arm. But he also had the radar. He also had the accuracy. He also had the quick release because he digested everything quickly and knew exactly who was open pre-snap. He knew where he was going. So when you know that, when you're intelligent and you have the wicked arm, that's the whole deal. But you don't know if he has that yet because you haven't put him in those positions. And so far early on in his first 2 years, he hasn't really passed those kind of tests yet. But you could keep overreacting. Well, here's Cal Turd, lazy-ass radio host, same as some silly-ass fans that all they worry about is some kind of physical trait. They don't really pay attention to actually what a quarterback is all about. Here you go.
I think the Miami Dolphins, I'll pivot to them.
Mm-hmm.
They found their identity.
Mm-hmm.
Is play good defense, special teams. I'm a huge Brian Flores fan.
Yeah.
Limit what we ask of Tua.
Mm-hmm.
And Lewis, you can win 3 out of 4 games in this league playing that way.
No
Just
doubt.
don't ask Tua to be what he's not. They're not asking Mac Jones. To me, Miami feels like a poor man's New England. I don't know if you can win the Super Bowl with Mac or Tua. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, if I'm Miami's GM today, Chris Greer, it's not a great college class. I don't want to reach. I still have to rebuild my offensive line. I'm not a big Tua fan. I don't see the it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he ends the year strongly. I just don't go to my owner and listen, will you be patient one more year with me?
Right.
I'm not going to reach on a college quarterback when I can get a starting right tackle or a starting wideout or a starting corner. I mean, where do you go in your opinion with Tua?
Yeah, I've always been a fan, Colin. But before you can win a championship, you have to be able to protect your quarterback. Tua's was getting brutalized down there. He had no protection. He had no run game support, none, zero. And he couldn't stay healthy. He already came into the NFL with health questions in the first place. So this may sound like you're saying, well, damn, it has to be all, great around him. Well, you tell me a quarterback, quite honestly, that's won a Super Bowl that hasn't had it primarily great around him. Because they did. Just go back to whenever you want. If you want to start back with the San Francisco dynasties, the Dallas Cowboy dynasties, if you want to talk about Ben Roethlisberger when he was younger, Aaron when he won a Super Bowl, Russell when he won the Super Bowl, Tom Brady when he won all of his Super Bowls, every single one of them. Strong running game, decision-making accuracy, strong defense, complementary football, good special teams, operate on short fields, win the turnover differential. Those things are what adds up to me to winning Super Bowls. I think we become, in many ways, enamored with the aesthetics of the position instead of the fundamentals of the position. Meaning,
oh, that's interesting.
I want to see the dynamic plays. I want to see the off schedule. See, Patrick, you know what? And I think, God bless him because I love him. And we all know, he's the future. He's going to, you'll see as we go on the rest of this year and on forward, Patrick will get back to being what he is. I think some of the spectacular plays will calm down because teams won't let him do it anymore. But we become so like that's the standard, right? That's what a quarterback has to be. A Deshaun Watson, those guys who can just do things that just make you go, oh my God. The guys who can rack up fantasy points, the guys who just make you want to come out and say, look, entertain me, show me something I don't get to see every day out of quarterbacks. But coaches and GMs don't really think that way. They think, show me a quarterback who's going to put the ball where it needs to be and put it accurately, who has huge mental horsepower, a huge mental engine that can figure out things in the blink of an eye, which is what Mac Jones is, and who can get the ball where it needs to. And as we develop him and make everything around him stronger, we'll turn him loose a little more, to where eventually maybe you have a guy. And look, Tom is the best of all time in terms of how he has been able to get everybody else around him to play better and win championships. But that's really that's the arc that his career took. That's the arc that Drew Brees' career took. That's the arc that Peyton's took. And that's what I think, if you can survive without the aesthetically pleasing quarterback who has the rocket arm like Josh Allen or the running ability of Lamar, if you have the guy who's smart and efficient and you don't have to win in spite of. And that's what I think Tua can be. And I think, what you've seen recently over the past month? That's why Miami's been winning, because their defense has been playing good. He's been efficient with the football. Next thing you know, they're winning games. And you're kind of like, see, now all of a sudden people don't talk about Tua because he's not doing dumb stuff. Now it's just like, oh, yeah, Miami's winning. Oh, that's cool. Brian Flores, that's great and all. But it's like, oh, wait a minute. Let's rewind as to why they're winning. He's a big part of that. And so I get the desire and the want to, as far as having that quarterback that can make you go, I don't want to just sit at home and watch him. I'm going to go to the stadium and watch this guy. And don't think for a minute, Colin, you know this as well as anybody, that owners don't think that way too.
Right.
I want somebody coming to my stadium and buying gear and buying club seats and buying suites because they're like, man, I'll tell you what, you see that quarterback? We got to go to the stadium and see that guy.
Right.
They don't want people sitting at home watching them. So I think sometimes all that stuff comes into quarterback decision-making that can get teams kind of a little bit sideways as far as how they're really trending. And I think with Tua, you just have to be careful with that. We'll see, though.
Interesting.
So there you go. No, there's nothing interesting about you, Colin. You don't know jack shit. That's the only thing that I had to put up with that clown. Like, listen, man, I've been at this for a long time, for over 3 decades now. I've been doing this. I know when somebody on TV or radio knows what they're talking about, if they actually do their homework, all that kind of, I can read through the bullshit by miles and miles and miles. And that guy is as full of shit as it gets. And the problem with Colin is that he does a show like a fan. And that's the problem. That you get enamored with a trait. You don't really look at it as a quarterback. And that's the problem. And so you get caught in the trap that, well, if he's not 6'5", he can't be successful. And by the way, we have media members like this all over the country that think the same way as Colin Cowherd because they don't watch the games. They don't really watch what a quarterback is all about. They watch fantasy results. They watch numbers, but they don't watch what the quarterback position is all about. And I thought Louis Riddick was 100% right, because he looks at it, not because he looked at it the same way I do, but that's the way I look at it. The only thing I will disagree with Louis Riddick is that he's right about that owners think that way too. And hey, did you see that guy throw 80-mile-an-hour rope and it went down 70 miles, 70 yards in a frozen rope? Man, what a throw. Did you see that quarterback run for 150 yards? Did you see that quarterback leap over a defender? All that kind of stuff. I get it. You think that way. But here's the difference. I also think Tua can bring that same kind of excitement to everything that you're doing right now with the Miami Dolphins. The same way some of you fall in love with the quarterback that's built like a wall, with the quarterback that runs 30 miles an hour, with the quarterback that can throw it 100 miles an hour, right? You know why? Because if you win, Tua will excite you. When you watch Tua, he's one of those guys that's incredibly likable, right? When you watch Tua, he's a lifer. He is a true football guy. He's a guy that is wired like Tom Brady, wired like Russell Wilson, wired like those kind of cats, like Joe Montana, like Bob Greasy. He's wired like those kind of guys that they just take the game seriously. And they want to win, and they want to lead, and they want to care about the people around them, and they want to connect with the people around them, and they will create the kind of synergy that you want with your football team, where you're always going to feel comfortable about the guy that's leading you, because he's always going to lead by example on and off the field. So I believe that Tua is a motivational person by the way he carries himself. And we have seen everything here, dude. We've seen the athletic quarterback. We've seen the guy that can throw it 100 miles an hour. We've seen the guy that can run around like a maniac. We've seen the guy that has big personality. We've had all kinds of guys since Marino. We've had the introverts. We've had everything. We've had introverts. We've had everything here. But what you need is the guy that has it all. The guy that can get the answers in the locker room, get the answers in the classroom, get the answers on the practice field, and get it done on game day. That's what it's about, folks. I don't give a shit if you're 6 foot or you're 6'5". I don't care if you can run or you can't run. I do care that you can, you have enough arm to make it, and he has more than enough arm to be successful in this league. Obviously, you can't have a pop gun arm, but you got to have enough arm. He's got more than enough arm. So to me, Tua is the kind of guy that we've been looking for as a Dolphin Nation. Now, there's only one knock on this kid. And it's not that he can't play. It's not that he's not big enough, not athletic enough, can't throw the ball, whatever stupid ass excuse that's been thrown out there, that he's debunked all of them throughout his entire play. The only one he's never debunked, and that's injuries. That's it. That's the only legitimate gripe you can have on the kid. And the Dolphins, including Flo, specifically Flo, failed in creating the right environment for him so far through 2 years. Failed miserably. Flo is a monster failure in that sense. He hasn't supported him the way he's supposed to publicly, and on the field, he's killed them by going with such a young line and no offensive coordinator and no offensive line coach and no real quarterback coach when it's all said and done. He has set this kid up for failure, and yet, through 16 games played, he's actually had a really good rookie season so far, after all the crap some of you talked out there about him. This guy's the real deal. Just protect him, man. Give him the things he needs. Give him a real running game. Give him a real line. Give him a real coordinator. Give him a real QB coach. Give him a real O-line coach. And he's going to be a superstar for years to come. And hopefully lead this team to something that, I'm wishing I could enjoy before I pass away, and that's a Dolphins Super Bowl. It would be really nice. Let's see. Big O, what do you think about Stephen Ross is thinking now about Tua and Watson? I don't know, dude. I don't know what he's thinking. I'm he and I are in completely different wavelengths when it comes to football. So, what can I tell? I can't answer the unknown. Let's see what else. Flores will help Tua be successful. Yeah, no, of course, Chris, because that's the proof you have over the last 2 years. I love how when fans completely, they actually don't even pay attention to reality, and then they come up with some, ridiculous line that has no proof whatsoever, nothing to back it, nothing whatsoever. Flores will help Tua be successful. Really? How? He didn't even know how to play the right defense at the beginning of the year. I mean, again, blinded by 4-game winning streak. That's all it is. All of a sudden, he's a great coach. No, dude, he's not a great coach. He's got so much to learn. And guess what? I don't have any more effing time waiting for him to learn how to be a head coach. I'm kind of tired of those kind of guys that have to come here and learn how to be a head coach. And we got to put up with the buffoonery. This guy, they drafted the quarterback, and he's done everything in his power to destroy that quarterback and get him injured. When the offensive coordinator tells him Tua's not ready to play, and he says, no, he's ready to play. We're going to play him against the Rams. Just think about that for the one guy. Oh, yeah, I know he's going to help him be successful. So the offensive coordinator that knows more about offense than Flores ever will, coaches the quarterbacks, has developed many quarterbacks over the years at different levels, tells the head coach, no, your young quarterback's not ready yet. No, yes, he is. We're going to play him against the Rams. That's how we're going to start him off, with a shitty line against the Rams. Yeah, he's going to help him be real successful. I mean, it's just like the shit that some of you people come up with sometimes. Like, what are you thinking? You're just like a pathetic little fan that you can't handle negativity? Is that what it is? So then you lie to yourself about something to make yourself feel better? Seriously, what was it, Chris L? Come on, man. Come on. Give him a break. Give him a chance. It's 3 years, dude. The man didn't even know how to play the right defense, Chris L. What the hell are you talking about? It took him half a season to actually say, well, maybe we should go back to the amoeba. No shit, Sherlock. Chris, you want to change again. So what, you want to stay with failure? I'm sorry. So that's what you want to do? Holy crap, dude. Again, you're the sensitive fan. This is not the show for you. Okay? If you're a sensitive little fan and you can't handle the truth, this is not the show for you. I've said this for 30 years now. Okay? 30 years I've warned all of you out there that are ultra sensitive. Don't listen to this show. Because if you just want, pom-poms and all that, maybe we'll bring back the Miami Dolphins show. You guys want that? That must have been the greatest show on the earth for all of you out there. Yeah, let's turn on the show with pom-poms the entire time. Let's see. Perfect example. Defensive coaching staff has done a great job of keeping Lamar and Cam Newton in the pocket and forcing them to beat us with the ball. They failed miserably. I'll take a pocket QB. Thomas, I'll take an accurate QB that knows how to read defenses and is intelligent, whether he's in the pocket or can get out of the pocket a little bit, because Russell Wilson can do that too. And so can Kyler Murray. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind if you're athletic. I just want you to be a quarterback. I don't want anything to do with Lamar Jackson or Ryan Tannehill. But if you want to give me Russell Wilson or Kyler Murray, I'm taking it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind if you're athletic, but I want you to be a quarterback while you're athletic. Now, if you're trying to be if you're an athlete trying to be a quarterback, which is what those guys are, yeah, those are the guys I don't want. But I need you to be a quarterback. So there you go. Howard Stacks Johnson says, who does Big O want to be a coach then? Well, I've said this over and over again, so I've already talked about that. You can go back and check out the segments. They're all there for you, brother. They're all there for you. Is that really a Tannehill jersey behind you? What's next? A T-Rex concert shirt? Yeah, that is a Tannehill. For those of you that are just tuning in right now. When I went to the Hall of Fame a couple days ago, Dominic, one of our faithful listeners, he met me at the Hall of Fame, and he gave us some presents, stuff like a lanyard, dolphin. He made this personally. So I get to put my credential on here. So he made me a dolphin lanyard, which is badass. I got my wristband. Sean has one too, obviously. And I've got several more that he gave me, and I'm going to give some of them out on Sunday at Sports Grill on Bird Road. Don't ask for them because I will not give them away to anybody that asked. If you ask for it, you will ruin your opportunity at one. I am just going to surprise people, okay? Because there's only a few, so I'm just going to surprise people with it all, okay? All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break here, top of the hour. When we come back, we will give me 2 minutes. Manny Navarro, baby, and our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report. That's next.
This is the Big O Show.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Caneswear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
All right, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend that is Manny Navarro. How are you doing, my brother?
Hanging in there, bro. Waiting for this thing to finally get wrapped up this weekend.
All right, right. So that's what I was going to lead to. We're waiting for this game tonight, right? And then we will find out Saturday and Sunday what the hell is going on and what's whether he takes the job or not. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we have news over the weekend, it's probably good news that they're making a change and Mario's going to be the next coach. If we don't have news over the weekend, I think we get a quiet press release Monday saying Manny Diaz is coming back as coach next year. That's my assumption of how this plays out. And then the athletic director will probably be announced after that.
Right. I'm with you because I just think that this is one of those where you I mean, and you know what? I know people have been critical of having Manny recruiting and all of that, but what are they supposed to do? They have their eyes set on one guy that is perfect for the program, perfect for the environment. That there really is no other candidate like that available to them right now that understands everything. And if you don't go to that, then you go to the fallback plan and you have the guy in place that right now has been running it and you get some continuity, I think. And I think that's what they're trying to find, that even with Mario being a new coach to it, there is some level of continuity there because of the familiarity.
Yeah, that and you also don't run the fact of losing a bunch of players, right? I mean, if you fire them and you spend all this time without a head coach, um, and you don't end up with Mario, it's just chaos. It's like, well, who's going to take over the program? Players are leaving. You have Manny Diaz in place to hold everything in place for now, until you get the answer that you want from the guy that you really want. So, yeah, I think look, the one thing Manny will bring you is the fact that I think all those players will come back. James Williams, Leonard Taylor, Tyler Van Dyke, all those guys are invested and they like Manny. They want to play for him. They played for him the rest of the season, even after the 2-4 start. So, I just think if Manny comes back and it's not Mario, then I think you move on to, okay, well, what do you do to upgrade this, right? Like, where do you invest? Do you hire 10 football analysts like, Alabama has? They have 30 something. Do you at least bring in 10 football analysts? Do you, who do you spend money on for defensive coordinator? Do you go get a big name for defensive coordinator? Do you go, who do you get for OC? Where do you invest the money that you promised to spend? So, I know Miami fans wouldn't be happy with Manny coming back, but I also don't think it's the worst thing in the world because the team itself that you're bringing back is going to be a pretty good team, I think.
What did you think of the Brett McMurphy report from yesterday that came out? That he says it's an outright disaster right now. What's going on? I tweeted out like a little bit of a clown show, obviously, with that tweet. Because when you hear that report, for those of you that don't know, Brett McMurphy says multiple AD candidates have told him that the UM search is a mess with more than 50 board of trustee and several donors involved. Everyone's in charge. No one is in charge. They don't know what they want to do with Manny Diaz. Half want him gone, half want him to stay. Your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't think any of that is surprising, right? I mean, I think we've all been sort of saying that there's factions pushing for Manny Diaz. There's people who want him out. Athletic directors getting that impression. I mean, I spoke to one candidate in particular who told me there were things that were just off about the situation. That said, I know that there's really, I've said this many times now, there's only a handful of people that are really involved in the decision-making process. So when you do that and you X out people that used to be a part of that process, you're going to have, what is viewed as a mess because other people are going to be saying things to these candidates or the people that are being interviewed. And it's just going to create, this quote unquote chaos or this image of chaos. But the reality is there's only a few people making the decision here. Rudy Fernandez is one of them. Julio Frank is one of them. Jose Echeverria is one of them. And one or two board of trustee members that are actually plugged into this.
Rocky Echeverria? Did you say Rocky Echeverria? You're talking about the Que Pasa USA? What? Is he involved in this? Steven Bauer?
It's kind of been Que Pasa USA. It's been this last month has been Que Pasa UM is what it's been. It's been a very very dramatic situation over there. But look, I think they've done a good job in the interview process. There hasn't been many names that have leaked out in terms of the AD search. There's guys that I think have been interviewed, but in the long run, if they get Mario, they did their job. They upgraded the head coaching position, and they convinced them that they were going to spend money, and they did. If they don't get Mario and Manny comes back, I just think it's anticlimactic for fans. It's going to be a real disappointment, and the feeling is going to be, well, what the hell did you accomplish? You guys talked all this stuff, and you did nothing. You didn't get the coach. So we'll see, man.
Okay,
where do you think this ends up? What do you think happens?
Well, before we get to that, you broke a story 2 days ago.
Okay.
You said New Mexico AD Eddie Nunez has taken his name out of the running. I had a little fun with it, and I called it money, 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 right? But I actually, in the end, when I started to think about it, I didn't think it was about money. And I think they brought up that czar shit to him. And I think he said, no, dude, I'm not going back to Miami to go run the UN program and not be a part of football, something that I'm well a part of here where I'm at. I know the UN program. I know the history, all that kind of stuff. I almost get the feeling that they are thinking about this czar BS. One, I don't think a real AD wants a czar next to him. And I know Mario Cristobal is not going to want to answer to anybody that he knows way more than they do on how to run a football program. So walk me through this whole Eddie Nunez thing. What's real? What's Memorex, dude?
Well, look, without giving away who I spoke to, let's just say I know the direct responses to all this. Okay.
Okay.
Nobody ever told him he had to hire Alonzo Highsmith or have a football czar, but obviously it's in the conscious of the conversation. Everybody's been talking about that, right? They have to create a position for somebody else. I was told he expressed that to the administration, that he would not be down with that. That part of the attraction for an athletic director is coming here and having that power over the football team. Any athletic director wants that. They're not going to give that up. So that's why, again, this whole thing with Zoe and Gino and blah, 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 and, are they going to get positions? I don't know that it's a football czar position. I don't know what it is. Football ambassador? Is it guy who's on Mario's side? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what
freaking Ed Reed right now anyway. So you already have one of those.
Right. That's chief of staff, somebody who gets to be involved in the meetings and everything else. Look, man, whatever ends up happening, just know this. The football czar was created. The idea of the football czar was created for one thing and one thing only: babysitting Manny Diaz. That's it. That's why that was created.
I have no problem with the football czar for Manny Diaz.
Right.
But I can already tell you from being around Mario Cristobal,
right,
and I've dealt with him, and so have you.
Yep.
Mario Cristobal is not going to want no czar around him, ni nada, okay? ¿Me entiende, chico? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's going to go Nico.
Right.
All right?
Now listen.
That's what he's going to tell him. And those of you that are Hispanic, you know how you finish that Nico, all right? You know what comes after Nico, all right?
Correct.
So they're not going to happen. You know what I mean? This is so unrealistic. So then I'm right. So I'm thinking this czar crap is what scared him off.
Well, I don't know that it necessarily is the only thing that scared him off. I think there was, sort of a confusion about, well, what is it that they really want to do here? And look, when a guy comes into interview, he has questions, right? Well, what do these people want from me? What's the real responsibility? And when you get when you get different answers to the same questions you ask different people, scares you a little bit, doesn't it? Doesn't it make you feel a little uneasy? Yes. Right? Yes, when you're going for a job and all of a sudden this boss says, no, this is your responsibility. And then that boss says, no, this is your responsibility. And that boss says something. I mean, so I think all of that, for some of these guys affects it. Maybe not all of them. I mean, we don't know how many different people they've honestly talked to. Okay, we don't. That's the whole part of that. That's why you have a search committee at Turnkey. That's why you hire them, so that everything's private, so that a guy like Eddie Nunez doesn't have to go back to New Mexico and be like, no, I wasn't taking the job anyway, and say that publicly. So I think, we'll find out soon enough. who they pick. And from what I was told, they feel like they have good candidates for the job, good experienced Power 5 athletic director types that are interested in this job. We'll see who they end up picking and who jives with Mario. You would have to think that all of this has been discussed for weeks with Mario as well, right?
Has to be, bro.
Yeah.
There's no way they're hiring an AD that he does not approve of.
Correct.
There's no way. See, in this process, what people I think have to understand, because maybe they don't understand, and Eddie Nunez was doing it like he should. Yeah, they're interviewing you, but you have to interview them too also. You know, for these kind of positions, they're not hiring you to be the assistant trainer or something, or they're not hiring you to clean the bathrooms or whatever. You're not there to ask any questions at that point. You're just grateful to have the job. But if you're going to be the athletic director, or you're going to be the head coach, or you're going to be the president of the university, and they're going to hire you, you're interviewing them too. Because you're at that point of power that they have to pass your test also in order for you to take the job. Because obviously Eddie Nunez is comfortable in New Mexico. So he feels that if he's going to leave, he's got to leave for a job that's going to provide him what he needs in order to succeed. And
I will say this about Eddie Nunez. I think he's hungry to leave New Mexico. There's no doubt that he's hungry to leave New Mexico.
Anybody that lives in Miami and has to live in New Mexico has to want to come back to Miami, bro. I mean, that's just the way the world is for us.
And I think the one thing I'll say, because it may be that he ends up being the FSU athletic director, right? That job opened up. I heard about that, his name in there a couple weeks ago. So, you know, I'll say this. I think one way or another, you know, he's a guy who could end up somewhere else. So don't be surprised if that happens. That's all I'm going to tell the listeners, because they may turn around and say, well, look at FSU hired him. Why couldn't Miami do it? Or, you know, I'm just laying it out there.
All right. So let me answer your question now.
Yes.
If I'm watching what's going on with Eddie Nunez, if I'm listening to what happened with Brett McMurphy and what he's saying is a mess, and I'm having this conversation with you about everything that's going on, I fear that they're going to screw this up and that Manny will end up returning next year. I feel that Mario Cristobal also will not get what he needs, and he'll say, yeah, thanks, but no thanks, guys. I have everything I need here. And that it's weird because everything else kind of playing for it, that it kind of looks like he's coming here. But I don't know if they're organized enough for him to come here, where he's got structure over there and he's been able to, you know, live and create in that structure. Now, his wife may not be happy in Oregon. You know, his offensive coordinator is leaving Akron. His best friend also on the staff, you know. So what the hell's going on? I don't know. So you tell me. What's your gut tell you? Do we get good news on the weekend, or are you fearful like I am now?
No, I think it's a 50-50 thing. I really do. I think it's a matter. Look,
that's sad, by the way, that it's only 50-50.
I think it's a 50-50 thing, because here's the thing. Like, everything has been laid out, right? Essentially, if you look at the timeline, it's like, obviously they've been talking to him. They haven't talked to other coaches. He's the top choice. They're waiting till after this game. They're going to announce something on Monday at the latest. Like, to me, it all comes down to this. And if he's not going to take it, they're not going to all of a sudden enter another search, right? Hire an athletic director and then fire Manny and then start it all brand new. Like, you're too far behind in the game at this point.
Right.
So, I think they feel like they have a good chance. So I'm going to say yes, that it happens, because, and here's why I say it happens. I think his mom being sick, okay, and she's, from what I understand, for multiple years now, she's been sick. And his wife from Georgia being closer to home to her parents. I think those things, if Miami comes correct with the money and the resources like they say they are, I think he also looks at the situation and says, look at what's going on at USC. Look at how much money they paid Lincoln Riley. Look at the competition. I can come to the ACC where it's still an opportunity where, you know, it's the same thing from he could win.
It's the same as a Pac-12.
Right. It's the same. So it's not like this is a tougher conference, or he's closer to home. There's better recruits in this area than out there.
It's only tougher because of Clemson.
Right. And I'll say he's got a good quarterback. I think he's got a better quarterback situation here this next year than he does over there. So
yeah. I don't know what he has recruited over there, but yeah,
freshman guys, but they have to prove themselves. Right now, you got Jake Garcia.
We have two guys
and
here,
Tyler
one
Van Dyke.
proven and the other one unproven, but still, highly touted. So yeah, he's got that for sure. Doesn't have an O-line. He's got to build that O-line up. That's for sure.
That'll take a little bit of time, but I think he'll have success. Everybody that I've talked to thinks that if he comes here, that he can win a championship here with the way
if they give him everything he needs, hell yeah, he can succeed. If they give him everything he needs, he has a chance to succeed. But again, the one thing that I will say, he hasn't won big there. He hasn't gone to a
No, he always has
title.
that one stumble every year. He has that one game that you always like, what? I can't believe they lost to this team.
And he can't be doing that here, unfortunately. So if he's going to have all the resources, he's going to have to be better here than he was even there. And that's going to be a hell of a challenge for him right now, and having to deal with all of that, because everybody wants you to be able to compete, not just in the ACC, but get into that playoff and compete with the Alabamas of the world for the national title. So that's the one thing that I know will be a hell of a challenge for him. So let's see. Let's see. All right, my brother. Hey, by the way, what's the bowl game? What bowl game are they going to?
I think most people think it's going to be El Paso. It's going to be the Sun Bowl again. I think there's a chance that that they end up in California with the Holiday Bowl. I think that's another possibility. I think it's going to be a Pac-12 opponent.
That smells a lot better.
Right. Yeah.
You don't want.
I've been there, dude. I'd love to go to San Diego. My brother lives in LA. I can hang out with him for a few days. Yes, I would love nothing more to go out to the West Coast over Texas. That's for sure.
Oh God, San Diego is so awesome, dude. You know, and you go out there and there's no baseball going on, but you can still go down to the the gas lamp district or whatever. Gas light or lamp or whatever it is. That's a cool little area with all the bars and everything. That's a cool place, man. It's a beautiful ballpark. Too bad they're locked out now, boy. That's well, that sport really knows how to bury itself, dude. It really just does know how to bury itself. All right, Manny.
They don't know where they are in the pecking order. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, they're falling even farther and farther. I was talking about it yesterday. They're a niche sport to young people. To us, they're still a major sport because we're old farts. We grew up with baseball. A lot of us, baseball was our number one sport as kids. It was my number one until I got to maybe 10 or 12, and then football took over. But baseball was my favorite sport growing up, and then it became football. But kids nowadays, they don't even baseball doesn't even register to them. When we die, baseball is going to go through hell and back, dude. I don't even know if it'll survive. So it's crazy, dude. Crazy. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. More importantly, subscribe to The Athletic. Always great offers there. Great coverage locally, nationally, and internationally. So good stuff. Manny, have a great weekend, my brother. We'll talk on Tuesday.
All right, brother. Take care.
You got it. There you go. Manny Navarro and our Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes report.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CS, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
All right, there you go. No, Richard, you haven't missed Omar yet. Omar will join us any minute now. We're going to have the coaches press conference in a couple minutes here. If you want to check that out. Let's see. All right, there we go. Just had to, it's hard to walk and chew gum at the same time. Did I miss Omar? Can someone let me know in the chat? What else do we have here? The Holiday Bowl in San Diego. That would be awesome road trip. That would be. Anything in San Diego is good. If you haven't been to San Diego, you should go. It is a freaking awesome place. I love San Diego. What else do we have here? I guess it's falling apart. Are you guys talking about baseball? Is that what it is? Big O, can you please ask Manny if he has any idea what? I did ask about that. I didn't see that, but there you go. So nothing wrong with that. All right, what else do we have to talk about? Sean, we have the Flow press conference ready to go. Okay, we'll have that for you in a minute. There, Cowboys, by the way, beat the Saints last night, 27-17. Panthers came back big time yesterday. 4 goals in the third, 3 goals in the second, and they won 7-4. They improved to 16-4-3. They are by far, they've been the best team in town. The Heat are awesome. They're a terrific team, and once they get healthy, they'll be fantastic. But the Panthers are the real deal, man. They're able to overcome injuries, and even an injury like Barkov. They got depth at goalie now. I mean, things are just absolutely looking fantastic for the Panthers. Tonight, the Heat are back in action. They're taking on the Pacers. No Bam, no Butler. This will be a bitch of a game. I know the Pacers are 9-15. They're 6-5 at home, but they're still a pretty decent team, and they're pretty solid at home. This will be an incredibly tough game for the Miami Heat. Spo is going to have to coach. I mean, he coaches his ass off no matter what, but he is going to have to really create some real magic here when it's all said and done. Overall, man. So remember, if you want to reach out to us, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the program, you can reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Email Big O Radio Show at yahoo.com. And by the way, because I've met with several sponsors over the last week, and met with another one yesterday, meeting with a couple of others today. Thank you all for reaching out. If you are interested in being a part of our programming and advertising with our show, which is growing and growing and growing, over $1.8 million, or $8 million, I wish. Then maybe Sean and I can retire from this. But 1.8 million downloads a month now, and we're averaging over 60,000 downloads a day. We've hit over 100,000 downloads a day twice in the last week. So it is just absolutely phenomenal. I appreciate all of you out there. And so if, I'm still looking for a man or a woman that's an experienced salesperson in radio or TV. If you're not experienced, no. It has to be somebody experienced that has, connections and been in this business for a while and those kind of things. If not, you really can't help us. But it's been a mission. You know what I'm saying? We're going to add a phone to the show today, not for call-ins, but for everything else business-wise also to the show. But if you have a business that wants to be a part of our show and support our local show and the best sports show that is in town right now, please reach out to us by the text line at 855-912-1056. I'll get back to you, or on one of my social media pages, the DMs, whether it's on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever, you can reach out there. Also on email, Big O Radio Show at yahoo.com, and on Twitter, Big O Show. You can always reach out there. So many ways to reach out if your company wants to be a part of it. We would love it. All right. I am going where it looks like we're going to get Omar Kelly at noon. So in about a half hour, we will get Omar Kelly, and we will talk a little Miami Dolphins football with him. Before we do that, why don't we hear from the head coach, Brian Flores, today? Remember, he did not address the media yesterday. He's off on Thursdays. Troy says, don't retire. Oh, we need you. I'm not going anywhere. I told Sean, I want to maybe make this a 10-year run, and then I'll, I'm 55. If I can be blessed enough that Sean and I can build this up for the next 10 years, maybe at 65 when I can, if I'm blessed, I can then turn it over and just say, all right, time to check out and maybe enjoy my life a little and just relax and those kind of things. So, this is a new world for us. It's something that Sean and I are blessed because we get to control it and we don't have to answer to any corporate entity whatsoever. We are our own, and it's exciting because we get to grow every day and we get to do our thing at our time, at our pace, and that kind of stuff. So yesterday, I'm running a little late, and I don't got to answer to anybody, man. You know what I mean? It's all good. It's a pleasure to be able to do this every day with Sean and put this together for everybody every single day. So no plans on retiring. Only plan is to keep building this thing up to give you, everybody, all the South Florida sports fans all around the world, whether you live in South Florida, New York, or the Philippines, or California, or Texas, or Portugal, or Mexico, or Canada. I don't care where you live in the world and you're watching this show and keeping it locked. I want to make sure that Sean and I give you guys out there the best sports talk show in South Florida, one that's unbiased. Well, semi-biased because we love all our local teams, but at least unbiased in opinions and leading you hopefully down the right path. We're not going to be perfect. We're going to get, a bunch of stuff wrong, but every once in a while we'll get it right. So thank you all out there. But if you do want to be a part of it, please reach out. Let's grow this family. We want to travel. We want to cover the East-West Shrine, the Senior Bowl, the Combine, the NBA Summer League. I told Ira, I said, man, we're doing this and we're doing it year-round. And he was like, all right, I'm pumped because he knows I take basketball as serious as football. And I told him, I want to be out in the Summer League, man. I want you to sit down with me at Tommy Rockers to go do the interview, over there, that kind of stuff. So we're going to have some fun, man. We're going to have some fun. Let's see. Marlins games are fun, but the $15 Heinekens are brutal. Let's just hope, man, that they actually start spending money. Richard says, is Joe Rose retiring completely? Well, look, dude, I know he's retiring, at the beginning of the year here at some point. I don't know if it's January or February or whatever. He's retiring. His contract's up and he's gone. I don't know what else he's going to do after. I have no idea. That's why they had to you can't call it the Joe if Joe's not going to be on anymore. I thought it was out there. I didn't even actually realize that I kind of broke it for which I apologize to Joe. I didn't know. I thought it was something that was known. I mean, it's not like I listen to that station all the time or anything. You know what I mean? It's not, I don't really listen to a lot of talk radio. Joe will be one of them that I do listen to because when I get in the car in the morning, sometimes when I go get breakfast, yesterday when I was headed to Hialeah Park, I actually turned on Joe and I was laughing at them. What we were talking about, something about, I think it was like, Tua related or something like that, there was just a little too much overreaction overall or something like that. I don't know. Anyway. Big O, you have been the best show in town for over 2 decades. Well, that's too kind, Jim. Way too kind, but thank you very much. The other thing that I want to thank a lot of you out there is you're mentioning our show to our sponsors. So like Caneswear, like Brett was telling me yesterday, he goes, hey man, listeners are coming in and they're mentioning that they're here and they listen to you and all that. And that's very appreciative. I'm hearing it from Sports Grill people too. Craig's in Acura also. So whether you're going to call Pallet Rack City, by the way, and you own a business, which Pallet Rack City is a great sponsor of ours. Any of you businesses out there that own a warehouse and you want to get it organized, and if you're out in South Florida, if you're out on the left coast in the Tampa, St. Pete area, if you're out on the Gold Coast, they take care of all of that. So if you happen to be anywhere there, They will take care of that, man. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you tell our sponsors whenever you visit them. American Dream Lending is another one of our sponsors out there. So, and Eves is ready to join us. Eves, how you doing, baby?
Doing good. What's up, Big O?
Loving life, man. Can't complain, my brother. It's 4 in a row. Going to make it 5 in a row this week. So, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, so the question is now, what needs to happen for us to get a playoff berth? Because that's as soon as we won that game, that was the first thing out of all the analysts' mouths when I was watching.
I know. But can we slow down on the playoffs right now? Let's just take it one game at a time. So that way, towards the end of the season, if we are in that mix, then I don't want to jinx anything, dude. You know what I'm saying? I just want to enjoy week to week right now, kick the Giants' ass, get one game away from 500. You know what I mean? And that's the next step. And then, as in a couple of weeks, then maybe we can get a little cocky and start talking about it. But right now, I don't know, man. I'm just afraid of putting the cart before the horse, as they say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree, but that's what the talks are. That's what everybody's talking.
I know. Fans want to get to the playoffs already. I get it.
And it's good because, I think this Sunday we're going to have more fans at the game. The weather's good. Everybody's going to be supporting the team out there. The water's cold, so a lot of people out of the water at this time of year will let the snowbirds jump in and take a dip.
I love that.
But I think it's good. I think 4 in a row. Let's make it 5. Run down 500 and get to where we need to be. I feel one thing. I mean, there's no more talks about Flores obviously being in a hot seat. That those talks have gone away. So so I'm sure he's happy about that.
And 202 hot seat, and that hot seat is also kind of calmed down, and people are now maybe believing in Tua right now, which is actually good. I'm glad that they're believing in Tua a little bit. By the way, I was just talking about this before about the listeners to make sure they reach out to our sponsors and mention us and all that. I was shocked when you told me that one of our listeners in Hawaii and another one in Indiana working with you. That's impressive because we tell people that you're out of state also, that you're licensed in a lot of states. We've got several listeners locally already working with you, but you must have tripped out once you started getting calls out of state, right?
I mean, look, I'm licensed here in the state of Florida. The company is licensed right now, and I believe 47 states or 48 states. And hold on, I got another line ringing here.
Phone never stops for Eves. I'm telling you.
I'm able to, refer anybody that, comes from any of these states, to our corporate main office and able to still help them out. Even though I'm not directly licensed in those states, we have a referral program where we have loan officers obviously across the country licensed in all these states. And, we're able to still help them, throughout the entire process in obtaining that home loan. And I was surprised when I got a call from Hawaii. I was like, wow, Big O's tentacles are reaching far.
That's Tua, dude, because obviously we got a lot of listeners that are looking for dolphin content in Hawaii. So they have found our show. And since we are the most logical show on the planet talking about Tua, that's probably why they've gravitated to this show, because we're not the ones ripping into Tua and all of that. We've been trying to explain to people that it's not Tua's not the problem here. It's all the crap around him needs to kind of pick up so he can actually go out and have success, which is what they're doing. Hey, you can't do it all, right? You need your wife, you need all your other employees.
I have a great team here in the office.
Yeah. Anthony, all these guys, come on, man.
My loan assistant, Jorge Castellanos, business development, Anthony Araki, other business development, Paulo Silva. So, it's a whole, and all of my processors as well. It's a whole team that makes it happen. I definitely can't do it all by myself, and I rely on my team for a lot, and they come through all the time, which is a great thing, but on the other hand, what about the defense? That defense has been balling out of control, Big O.
They went back to that attacking amoeba style defense, and that's opened it all up. And our boy from Jalen Phillips, is absolutely balling out. Dude almost had 4 sacks last week. He had 3 and almost had that 4th sack, dude. I mean, they as you remember in Clash of the Titans, released the Kraken. We finally released the Kraken this past week, named Jalen Phillips.
Yeah, I mean, look, that defense is out of control right now. They are just making plays happen, putting stops to drives left and right, blocking punts. I mean, they're pulling out all the stops and they're making things happen, and that's what I love to see. I think we got a good shot here to knock those Patriots down, Big O. And I think fans and the listeners are getting very excited for us to see that happen.
If you have this defense playing, then yeah, you've definitely got a shot. Look, the line is not going to ever get great this year, but if they can just give Tua just a little bit of time, the kid's smart enough and quick enough to make a decision at least. And that's the other thing that I love about what I've seen from Tua. He has adjusted to the chaos that's around him and making quick decisions. He's realized, all right, I cannot hang on to this football. I've got to let it go quickly and find somebody fast, because if not, I'm going to get killed back here. And so he has a real understanding, unlike the guy behind me here named Tannehill. That guy did not have any understanding of what to do, and that was the problem overall. So yeah, I'm with you there, man. I'm with you there. So, by the way, tell folks now, let's go, man. This is the time. The mortgage rates are still low.
Rates are still low. Look,
next year we don't know what's going to happen, Eves. Plus, you can take care of them now so they have a break over the next couple of months. You know what I mean? During this time that they don't have to spend some money on the mortgage, they can put it off for a couple of months while they spend money on the holidays.
Right now, you still do have a chance. We're at the beginning of December. There's still time to get you closed by the end of this month, or if at worst case, first week of January. But either way, you're going to be able to put away at least 1 to 2 mortgage payments, get a little bit of cash, have you coming into the new year, free of some of that debt and a little extra cash in the bank to really get going on a good 2022 and have a fresh start. A lot of people are looking for that fresh start coming out of the pandemic. A lot of incomes have been affected, but as we know, at least down here in Florida, our governor DeSantis, he's keeping us open. We've been open. Business is booming. Every day I talk to, whether it's one of my clients, a friend, one of my peers that's a business owner, it's very hard to find employees at this time.
I know.
So, and what that means is that employees, people out there have a choice of where they're going to work. And a lot of people are making more money. They have more freedom of schedule. So in order to enjoy that, sometimes we need to create some more household cash flow. Or maybe you have some time to do some investing now, whatever it may be,
little crypto.
I mean, look, I can't advise you to take money out of the equity of your home to invest in crypto.
No.
That's nothing
by the way, folks, just so you know, I joke around like that because Eves is also a crypto guy. So he and I talk crypto off air all the time. So it's just, that's why
I'm a crypto guy. Big O, he's definitely a lot more knowledgeable than me in the crypto world. So I'm taking tips from him on that, But yeah, I mean, crypto's a lot of people made a lot of money. A lot of shoulda, woulda, coulda bought some Bitcoin, But,
and there's some still to make some really good money on happening right now as we speak, as Polygon is making its move. Folks, you can reach out to Eves as you hear his phone. It doesn't stop. 305-992-5218. That's his cell number. That's his personal cell number. So listen, even if you're not doing the mortgage right now, but you're planning on buying a home or a condo down the line and you've got questions to get prepared, call Eves, man. He'll get you ready. He'll get you prepared for the process. Because it's just, it is a process. So maybe you have questions, you have concerns, you've never done it before, or you want to maybe get a second mortgage, or maybe you want to redo that mortgage now and lower the interest rate. All of those things are there for you. Call the great people at American Dream Lending. adreamlending.com is the website. Call Eves, 305-992-5218. Eves, let's see if Sunday, man, 5 in a row for our Dolphins, my brother.
I see it. 5 in a row. We're taking the Giants down. They are going down, and the Dolphins are going to pull out a win, baby. Let's do it. Big, you have a good one. All the listeners, enjoy your weekend. Make sure you don't miss the game on Sunday. Enjoy your holiday shopping and everything else. Be safe out there. We'll talk to you soon, Big O.
Thank you, Eves. You're the best. Appreciate you. Eve Shams, baby. Yes, Mr. Sham from American Dream Lending. Please call Eves, man. Tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you. 305-992-5218. William Hawks, I saw your text. You say, Big O, I just want to question something you say about Flo and the defense. Could it be that the defense wasn't ready to run the amoeba? We lost a lot of veterans on defense. Now, let me ask you, William, what they were running, was it working? That's it, right? That's your answer. What they were running wasn't working. But then when they switched to amoeba, it worked. So all I know is he chose a defense that did not work, a defense that was getting burned all the time, a defense that was getting runned on all the time, a defense that didn't have Jalen Phillips attacking the quarterback all the time. And then he switched. You might have answered your own question. Okay? Right there. All right. Let's pull up Flo now. Let's hear from the head coach. He addressed the Meteors. Let's see what the coach had to say. Right.
Phillips, Lindsey Hunt, their availability for this weekend.
So Phillip, we'll see how today goes. So that today will tell us a lot about on Phillip. Who are the other guys?
Yeah, Jalen Phillips and Rob Hunt were popped up on the injury report as limited this week, back and hip.
Yeah, I think both guys will be okay. I think both guys will be okay. Anybody else?
And with Lindsey, he wasn't in practice yesterday. The injury report said that he's back today.
Yeah, today will tell us a lot about whether or not we'll get him.
I'm asking on Malcolm Brown this week. Is he able to do much? Is he close to coming off IR?
He's working hard to get to get back as soon as he can. Definitely making a lot of progress. Right now, we won't have him this week, so we'll talk about that next week.
Coach, your program focuses on consistency day to day, what's ahead of you, and as you kind of preach that message to your team, how do you think they respond to the success they've enjoyed the last 4 or 5 weeks here compared to what they were doing, off the losing streak? How do you think they've kind of handled the approach to success?
I think the focus is on the Giants, their team, which is a good team, offensively, defensively, in the kicking game, well-coached team, coming off a win, and a lot of good players. They're good schematically, and I think that's kind of where their focus is, and I think that's where it should be.
Ryan, do you have a feel yet for Parker and Dieter's availability for the game?
Today will tell us a lot about both guys. I think they're moving in the right direction, but I just want to see how today goes. But they both practiced at a decent clip. There's some soreness and things like that after that, so we gotta see how today goes.
No setbacks so far, everything smoothly.
When guys, it was a padded practice, so been a while for both guys in pads, so certainly some soreness. I mean, so again, today's going to be important day for us.
Are you optimistic that you'll possibly get one of the two centers back, or is it I mean, you don't have that many roster spots, obviously. So is one ahead of the other?
Yeah, we'll make that decision after practice today.
I know you've been asked a lot about Will Fuller. You told us that a lot of broken bones. I don't even know whether we should ask anymore in terms of this. Do you expect him to play again this year?
He's not going to play this week. The focus right now is on the Giants. He won't be there for the Giants game. We'll talk about that next week. But he won't be there for the Giants. That's who really the focus is on. Again, they got a good team, good players, good coaches. That's the challenge. Will won't be there for that.
The preparation this week for Daniel Jones and Glennon, did that add to the workload in terms of needing to prepare for both with Jones' injury?
We're preparing for the Giants offense. So that's a, like we talked about the other day. This is a good skill group, good back, good tight ends, good receivers. O-line works well together. So Glennon's in there. This is a veteran quarterback who's seen a lot of defenses, can throw the football. Jones is in there. He's a younger guy, talented, both talented. So I think we got to get ready for all of them.
Coach, you had Logan Ryan when you were back in New England. I think he's coming back this week. What does he add to that Giants defense?
Smart, experience, communication, versatile. He's been a corner. He's been a star, nickel. He's playing safety now, but he kind of plays all those positions still. Good tackler. Instinctive. He's a good player.
With Joe Judge having a background in special teams, are there ways in which you see his characteristics as a head coach come through in the special teams unit?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good unit. I think they got a lot of good players. They have a good scheme. It's going to be a big challenge in the kicking game. But they play tough. They play aggressively. And they do a good job in the kicking game. I think they do a good job across the board.
We saw Preston Williams back there is kind of an H-back against last opponent with I forget the opponent. I'm on to the next week. What does he do that made his skill set fit that? And is that just a one-time matchup situation, or is that something that he can kind of evolve into?
Preston's he just wants to help the team, any way he can, whether that's catching the football or blocking or in the kicking game. Every week the game plan is a little bit different. Carolina, it's played a little bit more safety in the box. We got to get that player. So Preston was in the backfield to block that particular player. So, every week's a little bit different. So he may be back there. He may not be. We'll see.
How did Hunter Long do in his 24 offensive snaps last week? If Adam can't play again on Sunday, I guess we might see him again.
Yeah, I thought he did some nice things. He was excited to get out there, and definitely some things he he can improve on, which we made those corrections. But he was ready when number was called, and we'll see. We'll see how Adam feels today. Again, I know we mentioned those other guys, but it's a big day for him too. And so it goes.
I'm sorry, Coach.
Okay.
Last week you had a chance to get some guys some snaps that haven't played a whole lot. Javaris Davis, for instance, makes his NFL debut. How valuable is it for those young guys to have game snaps compared to what you have on practice tape?
I think game snaps are very important. I think when you're teaching off of game snaps, there's a little, it's different. For a number of reasons. But to go in there. I know he made a play at the end of the game. You know, I thought he did a nice job. I think it's a good experience for him to see, to feel the speed of the game. It's different in practice, and those plays that are made or not made in the game, that's where I think there's some real opportunities to teach, and where you get a lot of attention to get those right, or hey, I did something right, and I had some success doing that. I'm going to do that again. When you get that in game, I think those corrections are, especially for young guys, they're important.
Brian, how would you describe Durham Smythe's development as a receiver since his 91st?
I think Durham's a team first guy. I think whatever we ask him to do, he just wants to help the team win, whether that's catching the ball or blocking or on the punt team or sneaking the ball on 4th and 1, 3rd and 1. So I think he brings a lot to this team, and I know we're going to need that this week against the Giants.
As the last couple of weeks left you encouraged about the progress of the left side of the offensive line with Liam and Austin?
I think we got a big challenge this week against a good defensive line, led by Leonard Williams and Austin Johnson and Dexter Lawrence and Ojolari, and they got a good group there. So the last few weeks don't really, we're just trying to prepare for this group this week and try to string good plays together.
You talked about how his role has changed, varied, and obviously it's game plan specific stuff. How important is it to have a piece like that who can do as many things that Jerome does, and how difficult is that to find in a linebacker?
I think it gives us, versatility. He gives us some flexibility. His versatility gives us flexibility to move him around. So we talk about that every week. It's the best spot for us to play. Really every player, but specifically Jerome. It's no different this week. Again, I would say that the Giants, they create a number of potential issues with the amount of skill players they have. So when you have somebody like Jerome who can play a few different spots, you have some choices you can make defensively, and that's a conversation we have every week. Thank you.
There you go. All right, not a lot to say there. He did mention that where am I here? Here we go. He did mention Parker and Dieter headed in the right direction, but we'll see today in practice. And obviously Philip Lindsay also overall. I mean, we're not really going to get any real answers from him. Now, listen, I don't mind him not answering all of that stuff right now because he doesn't need to give any kind of ammo to the Giants. So we'll find out on Sunday. Look, bottom line is they're playing a lot better right now. They're playing. They're in a position right now where they can really, finish the season in a strong spot. Maybe develop an identity to a certain extent, right? Because you're already doing it now finally on defense. Offense, you're kind of working on it. It's not an easy thing on offense. We all know that. It's nice to see the way they're playing right now. And you got an opportunity to win 5 in a row. Somebody just said right now, man, it's fun to watch football again. Can't wait for Sunday, that kind of stuff. That's the stuff I wasn't getting on the chat board a while back, so it's really nice to see, but I don't think we got any earth-shattering news. I see some of the comments there for Will Fuller. You know where I'm at with Will Fuller? I don't care anymore. I don't care. I don't. I wouldn't mind if Parker can get on the field for a couple of games because he's always a sack of injuries, unfortunately. But Will Fuller, dude, I hope he doesn't play the rest of the season. I don't care anymore. I don't want anything to do with Will Fuller anymore. Just leave, bro. Take your $10 million, get out of here, whatever, you loser. Just get out of here. That's it. They don't need him. What they need to do, it would be nice to get Devontae Parker back this week. Preston Williams you can't count on. Use Mac Hollins a little bit more. You got guys that can make some plays for you. We don't even know if Will Fuller even can get on the damn field and even be reliable. You know what I mean? So whatever happened to his finger, how it shattered, whatever it is, move on, So, by the way, make sure you hit the like button. Somebody out there was, I think I saw some negative comment about Polygon and what was it? Somebody put, I think it was the market cap, which is at $3 billion. ETH is at $20 billion, so it can go up, man. It can go up. I think Polygon's going to go up, and it's deflationary too. And it's not like you've got the amount of coins out there like, what's it called, Doge or something that you're just printing and printing and printing. You know what I'm saying? So if Crow can fly the way it's flying right now, and it's going to go more, I think this can too at the same time. I think Poly's got potential, I think, to go triple of where it's at now easily and give you some nice profits. Those of you that have invested in Poly for a while already, since I've been talking about it, you should be pulling some profits now, at least. Will Fuller is committing grand larceny. Oh, you ever doing remotes again from VSS? I don't know. Don't know. Would love to. Don't know. I'd have to get in contact with them and see if we can do something with the folks at VSS. But I would love to. I got nothing but love for Jose and all the great people over there at VSS West Pines, man. They are absolutely awesome. They're really good to us. We're big fans of theirs. There's no doubt about it. Let's see. Jim says Will Fuller is done and Albert Wilson has done enough to be around next year. Has done enough to be around next year either. Oh, has not done enough. I'm sorry. I agree. Listen, they got to cut Will Fuller. They got to cut Preston Williams. They got to cut Devontae Parker and Albert Wilson. Enough already. You can't keep people around that are unreliable. You have to move on. You have to tear the scab off, bro. Done. Gesicki, reliable. Waddle, reliable. Mac Hollins, reliable. I don't know about the kid on the practice squad, Kirk Merritt, but I'd love to bring him back to give him an opportunity and then go out and draft another receiver or find one. Now, you know what? Don't even do it in free agency. Go draft another receiver or two and find yourself linemen in free agency. That's what they're going to need. And we're getting ahead of ourselves on that one. I'm not going to get into free agency talk now. But eventually, once we get to free agency talk, we'll definitely talk about whatever linemen are going to be available, or maybe somebody might be available via trade. But I'm hoping that they add a couple of real veteran, proven stud linemen to take care of Tua next year. So there you go. Let's see. Will Fuller got some pics of Flo or Greer. Yeah, there's no doubt. He's got naked pictures of Greer or Flo or Stephen Ross or something. Will Fuller has got something on somebody in that building. There's no doubt. I believe Devontae Parker will not play this week or until after the bye, since they've been winning without. Also seeing what they have for what they get rid of Parker in the offseason. Dude, Jim, Parker's not going to bring much in the offseason. If you're able to trade him, you'll be lucky to get a 6th or 7th rounder for him. He's just too unreliable. So either if you're lucky that you can trade him for something late, or if not, you just cut his ass. But I am done with all these guys. I'm done with Parker. I'm done with Preston. I'm done with Fuller. And I'm done. I was way done with Wilson. Wilson had no business even being on this roster. But yet this guy still plays him. I am with you. Oh, Fuller is really a progress stopper. No, it's just I'm tired of you already. You're not helping. So why am I going to allow you to get on the bandwagon now when things are good? Screw you. Get out of here. Get lost. Take your $10 million and leave. That's it. Big O, I got introduced to you by Dudley Durong when you guys did the first game review. Is it possible for him to come on the show? Of course. Of course. I don't do it because I go on his show every week. So it's kind of, we already set it up. You know what I mean? So I don't know what he would do on my show, except we would talk about the same thing we talk about on his show. You know what I'm saying? But maybe, you know what? Maybe I should talk to Doug about doing something on game day, pre-game or something like that. That might be something pretty cool to do with Doug. Okay. All right. Let's take a break and let's get hour number 3 going with the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with the one and only, baby, Omar Kelly. For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Big O Radio Show is home for the hardcore Dolphins fan. That's why we give you Omar Kelly twice a week. Buckle up. It's time for the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show.
All righty, there he is. How you doing, my brother? How you feeling? You feeling good?
I'm good, man. I'm ready to get this moving. The party on the road. I'm ready to head into my bye week.
Okay, I like it. And you're expecting a win, right? It's going to be 5 in a row this week, right? I mean,
Mike Glennon is going to be starting. Yeah,
you can't lose to either Mike Glennon or
Daniel
Jones. You can't, bro. You can't. Not the way you're playing defense right now. The question is, how healthy will that secondary be for this game now?
They're going to get their safeties back. Brandon Jones is going to be coming back. Eric Rowe has been playing with a hip injury. I think they've got issues, but their top 2 cornerbacks are healthy, and that's pretty much all that matters. They are the straw that stirs the drink. So I think you're not going to really have to worry about them, and that's who opens up the exotic blitzing. So I think they should be relatively healthy.
All right, good. That is very good because that allows the amoeba to do the amoeba, huh?
Yeah, in the secondary. Now, Robert Hunt is battling back issues. You got Jesse Davis dragging his leg, which he's done all season. Then you've got Philip Lindsay. I don't see him playing because he's barely practicing. So there are other issues, but this is December. This is that time of year, and that's what happens when you get to December games.
Have you been surprised at the turnaround public-wise on Tua after all the criticism from all the people all around the country? We have a lot of people that are backtracking now, Omar.
They'll be back. They'll be back to where they once were. What's interesting about Tua is, and this is part of the appeal, part of the draw, but also part of the negative. And we talk about it all the time. We talk about Tuanon in the media contingent every single day. Those people are committed, dedicated, loyal, and they see no fault. and advocates, stern supporters. And, you know, everybody just, I wish I had somebody who ride for me like Tua has, Tua on. And so the interest is always going to be high. And because the interest is high, it doesn't matter what you do. Quarterbacks move the needle. So talking quarterbacks, discussing quarterbacks, I generally do not write about quarterbacks, nor do I like to talk about quarterbacks, because I don't feel like I have to lower myself to the common denominator, which is quarterback talk. But, you know, that's what every media member does to drive traffic and drive interest and create, you know, views. So they'll be back.
But you know what? But you just said a key word there, and that's views. And that's the interesting part, because you might see an exotic looking woman, okay, not Halle Berry beautiful, that nobody can ever argue or deny she's beautiful. I'm talking some women that are kind of that borderline. They're exotic, that some guy might find her incredibly attractive, and another guy might say, yeah, she's kind of hot, but she's really not that good looking. You know, some of those kind of, not my type, that kind of woman.
I used to have those conversations with Adam Beasley all the time, because, you know,
right,
you know what we like. You know what we like.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
And he likes something completely opposite.
Right,
Like,
exactly. You know, by the way, you know who's a little bit like that? Well, I don't know if you saw Flash Gordon, but there was this woman in the movie Flash Gordon from years ago. She's Ming's daughter, and she's like a sexy girl, not necessarily pretty, but she is attractive in her own way. Oh, you know who's like that? Megan Thee Stallion, because she's a good-looking woman to some of us.
Oh yeah,
but to some other guys,
that's too much woman right there. That's too much woman right there. And
right.
Not for me.
Exactly.
Not for me.
Me neither. But the thickness might be something that scares the crap out of certain guys. You know what I'm saying?
Tell you, Big O. Listen, my life changed once I got a divorce and I got out on these streets and started running these streets. Man, thick and athletic. Oh Lord,
I'm with you. I'm not arguing. But beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Absolutely.
So somebody sent us. It was Gus 1388, a very loyal listener, and he sent you and me a video of Riddick and Colin Cowherd, who knows nothing about football.
Has always been a believer. Riddick has always been a Tua non-member.
But if you listen to that part of the segment, because you had to like endure some other crap in there, but if you listen to that part of the segment, you see how Cowherd starts off with, I don't know what you're going to do with Tua. I don't know if you can win a Super Bowl. And then Riddick straightened his ass out right away, because you have too many people that they fall in love with the guy that's 6'5". Oh, and he can throw 100 miles an hour. Oh, okay, that's my guy. You know, that's it. That's a quarterback. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's what it's supposed to look like. Yeah.
And that's not true. So I just love that Riddick got it on what a quarterback is
my thoughts on that subject and that thought process, and I heard the conversation. I know where everybody stands in it, and you know, I remember going to the Senior Bowl and looking at Justin Herbert. I really, 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 really poured over Justin Herbert and wanted to like him, and his college film turned me off. But the one thing I could not deny is he can throw those passes that not everybody can throw. Same thing with Ryan Tannehill. He could throw those passes that not everybody can throw. And I started my morning, and I had this conversation with you previously, or Monday, I believe we discussed this. You know, I keep thinking back to Tannehill's first year and those steady diet of the 15-yard outs that he threw to Brian Hartline. And I was like, man, that's all he really could throw. And that was a criticism that I had of Tannehill. And lo and behold, now that I think about it, that's not a pass that everybody can throw. It's a luxury pass. Now, should every quarterback have that in their arsenal? Absolutely. Does every quarterback have it? No. You
had to roll Jay out to the side he was throwing that throw. When he had to throw that out pattern.
Which one? Jay Fiedler?
Yeah, if he did it from the pocket, it would get intercepted. But if you had him roll then he could make it because it was a closer throw. Plus, he had the momentum of the run, and then he'd be able to,
get
complete
it
that
there.
pass.
Yeah. But my point is on that subject, the big arm quarterbacks, that's always going to be in vogue. That's always going to be the blonde blue eyes to NFL fans. They're always going to view that as the beauty and what's beautiful. And
That's why Jeff George got a shot and another shot and another shot, because he had an absolute one of the most beautiful arms I have ever seen in my life. Jeff George.
But to me, what makes Tua special is, and that's the same thing where we're talking about the Showtime clip of Brandon Marshall and Julian Edelman and Phil Simms. They're kind of taking a dump on Tua about what's special about them. Lo and behold, Phil Simms had nothing special about him. He won a Super Bowl. What's going to make Tua win a Super Bowl? And, what's the special physical trait? And Tua doesn't have a special physical trait. Shame on him, but Tua does have elite accuracy.
That's a special trait.
Not a physical trait. And that's the point that I made when
it is a physical trait, because you still have to throw it perfectly, consistently. That is physical. Touch is physical.
But
it's a gift. Just like the gift for a 20-yard out is a gift, ball placement and accuracy.
Oh, yeah.
My Lord, that's a gift, bro. That's anticipatory throws are. They're like, you're like a genius when you're able to do that. That you're throwing.
My thing is, just wait, and then pocket presence. I'm sorry, but
that's different. That's not a physical, but that's I don't know what that is.
Maybe 10 NFL quarterbacks have pocket presence, and maybe 10 throw with accuracy. How many of them have the cannon arm? I'm sorry, but I will take accuracy and anticipation and pocket presence any day. Now, would I love it with an arm that's got a cannon?
Aaron Rodgers is what you're talking about. Cannon accuracy.
Yeah. I mean, even Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott threw some passes yesterday. I was watching that game because I was watching the Saints, who Dolphins play next. Good God, they're horrible.
But their defense can get after you at times. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge for them.
But he put some passes in there, tight windows, and you see Tua do that. And you're like, man, how did that pass get in there? That's just a special trait that guys have and a knack, and you can't underestimate it. That to me is not something that can or should be overlooked in the NFL.
I'm with you there. Follow him on Twitter, by the way, at Omar Kelly. Make sure you subscribe to the South Florida Sun Sentinel and support Omar and all the great writers there of the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Going into this game, do you have a concern? And if you do, what is the concern?
The defensive line for the Eagles, they, led by Leonard Williams. Giants. They can hunt you. They can hunt quarterbacks. What's the defensive coordinator's name? Patrick Graham. His familiarity with who the Dolphins are defensively, I think that could definitely benefit you as a team. Maybe Freddie Kitchens is sat up there, and they both play the same style of defense. So, it's going to be effective carryover. I love those matchups because Tua is going to be able to dissect the defense quicker, and same thing with Mike Glennon, who, even though he's just going to throw checkdowns. So that's going to be what concerns me. Saquon Barkley being Saquon Barkley. That's about it.
Well, and he really hasn't been anything special.
I mean, but it can happen. It can happen. I mean, who would have said the Dolphins could upset the Baltimore Ravens? Nobody. But it can happen. A team can catch you at the right time in the right game. You can have the wrong injury. Robert Hunt can't play. You feeling good about that line?
No, I mean, I don't feel good about the line, period, as it is. I mean, and let me tell you something. Now that I know if Lindsey doesn't play, and I saw him save their asses on one of the blocks, those are things that are really, those are the little things that are really important to get that offense going. Is you got to keep Tua somewhat clean for 2 seconds at least. I can't ask you for 3. I know that's way too much to ask for 2.8 seconds, but if you could give at least the kid 2 seconds, one of the things I have loved about how Tua got understood right away after the rib injury, and he came back. He's like, I ain't holding on to this thing. I'm going to get rid of it. And
he's getting in people's
98%
faces.
of the time, it's quick and he is out of it. You know what I'm saying? I give him credit for that.
And it's out of his hands quickly. He's getting in people's faces. I mean, I don't like the narrative that people are saying right now about how the offensive line is improving. Oh, look at it's improving. Look how few sacks they got.
It's like improve like a hair. Like it's so little what it's improved.
It's like
it
like
has
driving.
improved.
It's like
It
the
has
offensive
improved.
line is driving 30 miles an hour on the highway, and they moved it up to 40. Like that's the improvement.
They're still going to get a ticket.
You're still a threat to everybody on the road. Like
yes.
like
yes. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think Tua added another life insurance policy this past week when it's all said and done. So yeah, I think
I'm getting your jokes today. Do you notice this? I am getting your jokes.
There you go. There you go. So
Tua
you're
life
on a
insurance
roll
policy.
today.
I get it. I see it.
All right. So wide receiver wise, it looks like, because I've been so pissed on the opposite side of Waddle that he doesn't have another guy, and I think it would help Gesicki and him a little bit if there was another guy that was a little bit of a threat. And I'll give DVP this, man. At least when he does play, the mofo makes plays. All right, he'll help you be a better offense out there. There's no doubt he's gifted. The good Lord blessed him with abilities. They could use it on Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna. They have one available roster spot, and they do have another avenue to create another roster spot by putting Trill Williams on IR. And they'll do that. They'll probably do one of the two Saturday. Who knows which one it'll be? But they've got to create 2 roster spots. One, they need a better center. Michael Dieter might come back. Greg Mance might come back. Both of them are practicing, and then obviously Devontae Parker. Getting Devontae Parker back would be huge. But here's my question and my concern and my problem. And yes, I know they've got a ton of injuries. They got a ton of injuries at the wide receiver position. But why the hell isn't Preston Williams stepping up?
Well, I mean, if do we have you back? Hold on a second. There we go. There we go. Preston Williams. We just have to get to the point already and just say it's over. It's done.
It's not.
This experiment continues.
He had an elevated role
for
last
no
week.
reason.
He had an elevated role last week. It's not done. What they need to do is they need to simplify what they're asking him to do.
What, catch a football?
No, maybe
he can't catch a football. He's got more chances of catching COVID than a football, dude.
Stop.
The guy drops passes left and right, and he gets injured. When he's not dropping a pass, he's pulling some kind of a muscle or something like that. I'm telling you, the kid can't catch passes. He can't stay healthy, and he doesn't know jack shit about crypto because he brags about Doge. I mean, this kid's lost completely.
Listen, you know what? We're talking to him today, and I'm going to ask him, what do you want me to ask him about Dogecoin?
Why do you like Doge? It has no technology. Just like that. And I want him to go.
Text it to me, because I don't know I don't have a counter there. So text and give me a follow-up too, so I can get this answer for you, because
okay. All right.
I'm a novice on this crypto stuff.
I know, but you're gonna sound like it too by
Yeah,
But you know what?
literally.
But you know what? It won't be a bad thing, actually. Now that I think about it, he's a novice too. He knows nothing about crypto. I can
Listen.
already tell. I follow him on Twitter, on social media, so I know he knows nothing about crypto. He's just like a Doge hound, and he's one of those. We have millions of them walking around the world that know nothing about crypto, but somebody told them about Doge. Hey, you might make a couple bucks, and they put a couple bucks in there. Not that they know anything about crypto. You know what I mean? It's, it is what it is. But I am going to send you. I'm going to send you a question, and then I'm going to and then I'm going to have a follow up for that question for you, and I'm going to watch him completely sink down to the bottom of the ocean when you ask him like that. Okay,
please do, because I might not. If he asked me a follow-up question, I'd be like, "This is for Big O." Like I don't know anything about Doge.
I'd run him right out of the building when it comes to crypto, like right out of the building. He wouldn't even know what hit him if
he's
he
so
tried to get
so talented, and he's not healthy right now.
He's super talented. The good Lord bless that man with a ton of talent. But
He's exactly the receiver that they need right now. Why it's not clicking, I don't know. And
Omar, anybody needs his talents. Anybody could use the gifts that Preston Williams has. But there's something about him that it's not clicking, and I don't know what it is. And this is a team that can't keep waiting for a head coach to develop. You can't wait for offensive coordinators to develop. You can't wait for these players that you've given already several years to develop. It just gets to a point that if you're not developing and you're not improving, you've got to pull the scab at one point or another. And that's the sad part.
He was developing and improving his first 2 years, and then something happened this year.
No. He's been dropping passes from day one, and he's been getting injured from day one. The same things have happened. He's made plays along the way, but maybe he needs a Chris Carter moment. Maybe that's what he needs. Maybe he needs to get cut, and then that's his opportunity to get the wake-up call, and he finds it somewhere else or something, because I don't know how many more times you're going to put him in a position of need, and he's going to fail you over and over again. That's the problem, dude.
That's fair. And I'm not trying to be ultra critical of him, because it's the same thing with Albert Wilson. Like,
he's a veteran.
Yeah, we know you're talented, Albert. Like, how come you can't come out here and give 2 or 4 decent plays?
How come you can't just cross the first down marker, kid? Why do you got to run 3 yards?
He doesn't see the markers. He doesn't see the marker.
But you got to know it, right? When you line up and you're about to run that route, you need to know where that marker is.
I defended him to the media contingent with this theory and thought. When you are a run after catch guy like Albert Wilson, you spend your entire life cutting it back. It is habit. It's not like, oh, let me skill and do this, and this is what I'm gonna do, and it's just an instinct. And sometimes they make those plays and it pays off, and sometimes they make those plays and they look like idiots. And that was just one of those instances where
it's third down. You got to know where that marker is, and you've got to make sure you keep that drive alive. And he killed that drive with that play. He did not use intelligence at that moment. He turned it over to athleticism, and it didn't end up paying off. And by the way, it's not like he's been doing that here for years and he's been this dynamic guy and all. No, dude, just get the first down, bro. Keep it simple. Keep the drive alive. We all would have been happy. You tried something fancy, and there it goes. You know what I mean? So what are you going to do? All right. What are you working on the Sun Sentinel so folks can check you out, my man?
Jerome Baker. I'm doing a column on Jerome, and who I didn't think started the year very good. And he'll admit he didn't start the year very good. And they're using him in some different and creative ways. And he's gotten to the point where he's an integral part of this defense and the reason why it's being so successful. The amoeba works because Jerome can do all the jobs, except for really fill the run. But, you're not trying to stop the run when you're putting the amoeba on the field.
No, I got it. It's the coach. He ran the wrong defense and screwed a bunch of people over, and now he figured it out a half year later, and now Jalen Phillips and
I
and
disagree
Jerome
with that
Baker look
theory
like different
because there are
players.
so many
I'm with
different
you.
parts that there are so many different parts and reasons. I hate when people say that about this defense. One, you just don't carry over what you're doing last year with different pieces and different players.
Well, it
Two,
helps. It helps if you play the same defense. It
no, they
doesn't help
were
if you
playing the
completely
same. They
change
were
it.
playing the same defense. It just didn't look the same because they didn't have the same parts. Then you lose Raekwon Davis for a month. Then you're struggling on first and second downs. It makes third downs very difficult. Then your two cornerbacks are battling growing injuries at the exact same time. Changes your style of approach. Then your safeties aren't playing at the level that they're playing now. So you can't sit here and say, "Oh, well, all of a sudden they just started playing the same defense they were playing last year." No, they're not even playing the same defense they were playing last year. They're playing a different defense. Different guys are coming. Different guys are attacking. Different guys are hitting the A gap. So I hate when people say that. It's a very simplistic
It's the same
approach.
defense. Just because it's different people doesn't mean it's a different defense.
No, they're running a different
They're
defense.
attacking now like they were
Yeah,
last year.
but I mean, it's not just attacking, it's how and who they're attacking with. Like, I'm sorry, Bobby McCain was not blitzing before. Was Bobby McCain blitzing? No. Bobby McCain was sitting his behind back there 20 yards downfield, serving
Because
as a
that's what
safety
you do
valve.
with Bobby McCain. You blitz Brandon Jones is what you blitz.
Correct. But now they're blitzing Holland and Jones. That's
Oh, they
different.
didn't have Holland last year. That's
Okay, but it doesn't matter. They had Rashad Jones and they didn't do it with Rashad. So, it's just about it's different pieces, different approach, a growth process they had to undergo. But I like what we're seeing from the defense now. But
I love what we're seeing from the defense. Come on, man. How can you not love what you're seeing from that defense? It's fun to watch.
We got to see him stop the run.
Well, that's now you're getting a little relax, okay? Relax. Baby steps, okay? Baby steps.
Yeah, I mean they were doing better. They were doing better.
Yeah. Well, it's just good to have Raekwon back. That's for damn sure. All right, follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly. And more importantly, catch his work at the South Florida Sun Sentinel and subscribe and support the folks at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Omar, as always, thank you, my brother. We'll talk on Sunday, post game. Be good. You got it. There you go. The great Omar Kelly and our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report.
You've been listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with Omar Kelly. For additions, home remodeling, or custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDconstruction.com is the custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
I'm being asked again, and I figured why I have a Tannehill jersey behind me. So as you all see, I have a Tannehill jersey, and that's because it's just up for today. We're going to take it down after. But Dominic, one of our loyal listeners out in Akron, Ohio, remember I went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame this week when I went to go see Genesis in Cleveland. And so Dominic was really nice and met us there outside the Hall of Fame. So he brought me some presents. He brought us some Dolphin bracelets that he made, which are badass. Sean's got one. Made me a lanyard, Dolphin lanyard, huh? How about that? So now I can hang my credential on it. Pretty badass. So when I am using a credential, I'm going to use that. And he gave me some extra ones that I'm going to give away on Sunday at Sports Grill on Bird Road. So if you join us, you might be a lucky one. Don't ask for it because you won't get it. I'm just going to surprise people and hand them a Dolphin bracelet, okay? So he jokingly, he knows I'm not a Tannehill fan. Great kid. But jokingly, he brought a Tannehill jersey. And so I figured in honor of Dominic, I should put up the Tannehill jersey so people can check it out. And, there you go. Nothing wrong with that, right? It's a beautiful thing. And by the way, welcome to Tommy, who has a great company. And Tommy B. Butts Enterprises, you see it there. And he's been listening to our show for over 20 years. He's a big supporter, and he's been in our community for decades. Okay, for over 25 years, they've been in business. Tommy B. Butts. And if you need any roof issues right now, repairs, you need to replace your roof, all that kind of stuff, you got to call my guy, Tommy. Please give him a ring. You see it there. You see right around us, the board with Tommy B. Butts. Great people, man. Serving South Florida for over 25 years. They specialize in all types of roofs, and they use top quality grade material, the best manufacturers. They got an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Call them 954-735-9826. I met Tommy, great guy. All his sons, I think he's got 5 sons. They all listen to the show too. They're big fans. So if you want highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics, you call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises. They will take care of you. Tell them that Big O sent you. You can go to the website, Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. Check it out. Tell them that Big O sent you. Trust me, Tommy, good people, man. Really, really good people. Great company. Also a Y green contractor too. So if you want to go green, which is something I want to do, actually, I need to go Y green very soon. Need to do that. Anyway, so there you go. Thank you, Tommy. Appreciate you joining the family here with all of us. Appreciate all of you out there. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, I don't know if you guys know this, but some people, when they meet others, they kind of adjust their, how can I say, their style, the way they are, the kind of people that they are, and Brian Kelly, well, he adjusted quite nicely to LSU and to everybody out there. And
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this is a great way to get started. And I haven't even won all my games yet. It's a great night to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family, and we are so excited to be in the great state of Louisiana. But my family, and be a Tiger. I'm here with my family to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family tonight to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family, and
stuff back on the mic there. So you hear the Southern accent. My family. It's hilarious. Now, there's one more thing I want you to hear that he said, okay? I got to take myself out again because we don't want.
we are so. Thank you. Thank you. Well, this is a great way to get started. And I haven't even won all my games yet. Well, this is a great way to get started. And I haven't even won all my games yet. Well, this is a great way to get started. And I haven't even won all my games yet.
Notice how he says, this is a great way to get started, so I haven't won all my games yet. I haven't won all my games yet. I and my. Assistant coaches have nothing to do with it. Recruiters have nothing to do with it. The school that's willing to pay you a fat ass check has nothing to do with it. The fact that you're in the SEC and you're at LSU has nothing to do with it. It's all Brian Kelly. The accent part, I get it. Everybody's going to have fun with that. That's headlines all over the place. Brian Kelly, all of a sudden, he becomes Madonna. Remember Madonna? She marries Guy Ritchie. She moves to London, And all of a sudden, she sounds English. All her interviews are in English. Everything, not English like American, but English as in, England. And so all of a sudden, it's the Queen's English everywhere she goes. And you're like looking at Madonna like, you phony piece of crap. You're not English. You're making fun of these people basically by inheriting an accent that you really don't have. You know what I'm saying? So Brian Kelly does his best Madonna imitation, and everybody goes off on that. But for me, it was more about that comment there, the I and me, or my. I haven't won all of my games yet. I mean, he's kind of been, already been mentioned as being kind of a horse's ass. You know what I'm saying? But just you see that and you're like, okay, all right. So Brian Kelly, we got you now. It's all about you, dude. All about you. Oh, I love it. Brian Kelly. What else did I want to talk about here on the program? Oh, Antonio Brown is suspended by the NFL now. Not only Antonio, by the way, his teammate safety Mike Edwards, who's a backup, and John Franklin III, a wide receiver that was on the team but is a free agent now. They're all suspended for 3 games now for having fake COVID cards. Look, I'm not going to waste your time reading the stupid lawyers' comments and all. It's just ridiculous. It's embarrassing. Whatever. Lawyers are just garbage. Not the good ones. I'm just saying the ones that are the moment that they're that when you're defending a scumbag, basically, which that's and Antonio Brown is just a flat out dirtbag. That's all. He just plays football and earns a bunch of $1 million, and that allows him to get away with things and pay people off, or sometimes in his case, not pay people at all. But what I'm saying is lawyers and everything else to try to get out of it. And football has no scruples whatsoever. So they give losers like this many, many chances when they don't deserve it. And listen, look, man, it's America. You get to have a stance. But I hate to say this, but at least I respect Kyrie Irving more than I respect Antonio Brown. Not that I ever had any kind of respect for Antonio Brown. He's a garbage piece of crap. I have shit that sticks to my foot down on the bottom of my soul that is more valuable than Antonio Brown. Okay? All right? I got stuff that I got to scrape off the sidewalk, off the bottom of my shoe, that's more valuable than Antonio Brown. Okay? Garbage, piece of crap. But dude, if you're going to be an anti-vaxxer, then have the stance. That's all. Beasley does it. We got Shaheen here doing it. You got Kyrie Irving doing it. Stand by it, dude. Don't be a scumbag and lie. Don't put other people at risk. Follow the proper protocols. You're in a sport where they're allowing you to play. So just do what you have to do. But don't put other people at risk and lie. See, that's the problem with Antonio Brown. Piece of crap can't be trusted for anything whatsoever. And if it's not for Tom Brady, the scumbag would be out of football because nobody wants that guy around. The only reason he's there is because of Tom Brady. He was a free agent and nobody called. Nobody cared. He only had one place to go. That's it. If it's up to the other 31 teams, he's Richard Gere, baby. I got nowhere else to go. But he got lucky. He got lucky that Tom Brady wanted him. His coach didn't want him whatsoever. But you got to tolerate whatever Tom Brady wants. And, you were hoping you'd keep him in check. And he really hasn't been in any legal issues so far in Tampa, but there you go. Here comes this. Typical of Antonio Brown. I mean, dude, if you're going to take a stance, have some balls. Take a stance. The beauty of this country is you don't have to get vaccinated if you don't want to. You want to put yourself at risk? You're entitled to do that. But what you're not entitled to do is put other people at risk. That's not your right. Okay? That's the key there. Your right is you choose what to do with your body, and that's fine. But you don't get to choose how you want to put other people at risk. And I get it. Antonio Brown's too effing stupid to actually understand that. Okay? He's only smart enough to figure out how to run routes. Outside of that, he lacks intelligence for anything else in life or any kind of common sense. Scumbags will be scumbags. That's Antonio Brown. First-class scumbag. Big O, did you see the show? Not sure if the podcast or what, but Brandon Marshall and some other jabronis were saying Tua is an NFL backup at best. I mean, I'm going to listen to a guy that got stabbed by his wife and couldn't find a house, got in a taxi to an airport and all that. I mean, Brandon Marshall is another effing clown that pulls the rug on a lot of people too. Aaron Rodgers should stand by it. I hope he does. Well, he got thoroughly embarrassed, right, for being a liar, right? So there you go. But again, we're talking about the league that sweeps everything under the rug. You can kill somebody and you'll play football. It's not a problem. You can actually, kill a person and they will allow you on a football field after that. What else do we have here? I honestly think Notre Dame is better off without him. Freeman is going to do a great job keeping his assistants. Also is huge. F you to Kelly. Bro, Kelly's been successful in Grand Valley State, in Cincinnati, in Notre Dame. I get it, bro. You're a butthurt Notre Dame fan, and you're trying to spin it however you want to spin it. Brian Kelly might be a first-class a-hole, but the dude can coach. The dude finds more assistants, and he'll figure it out, and he'll win. Now, and here's what I respect about Kelly. Let me pull up his coaching, because this is what I respect about Brian Kelly. And I know that he is not a good dude. I get all of that. All right. The stories are out there. It's notorious, all of that crap. But the guy does get results everywhere he goes, right? So here we go. Let me hold on a second. There we go. This is what I need. Where are we at here? Here we go. So the guy wins at Central Michigan. All right. He goes 4-7, 6-5, 9-4. He goes to Cincinnati. They go 10-3. His first year, he only I think it was one game he came in 06. So 07, 10-3, 11-3, 12-0. Okay, and an Orange Bowl game too. And he goes to Notre Dame. They start off with 8 wins, and he has double-digit wins. He becomes the winningest coach in Notre Dame history, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double-digit win seasons. And so what I like about the guy is, I said Grand Valley or whatever, Central Michigan. What I like about the guy is that everywhere he has raised the level every time. He goes from Central Michigan to Cincinnati, from Cincinnati to Notre Dame, and now he's going to LSU. So he is mentally tough enough to go out there and take on a more difficult challenge every single time. And he passes every challenge he takes. And he did a great job at Notre Dame, considering how difficult it is to win at Notre Dame because of the academic issues. So, dude, I get it. If Mauricio, if you're a Notre Dame fan and you're butthurt right now and all of that crap, but Brian Kelly did a great job for you. And you're not winning national titles at Notre Dame. It's just really hard to be able. There are players you cannot get to go to Notre Dame. The administration will not allow certain players to go to Notre Dame. But LSU, there's not. You go to Alabama, you go to LSU, you go to Georgia. There's no roadblocks, dude. All they want to do is win. So if a kid is kind of shady or has a little bit of a past, Notre Dame's going to go, no, thanks. We don't need that. They're Notre Dame, dude. They hold their students and their university to a higher standard. Okay? Why they hired Brian Kelly as a person, well, it's a whole different book. But then again, they had Lou Holtz there too. So Lou was kind of dirty everywhere he went to. No, but seriously, he did a good job over there. He did his job. And whether he is successful or not, I give him props, dude. He raises the bar with every stop he makes. And that you got to give it to him. Whether you're a Notre Dame fan or not, dude did a really good job over there. But it is funny, the accent and the I and my. That's Brian Kelly. A scout once told me if Jeffrey Dahmer could run a 4.4 and throw the deep out, the NFL would say he had an eating disorder. Exactly. Good line there, Eric. I like that. And it is very true. Caesar says, joining a little late today. Hope you're having a good Friday, Big O. I'm having a great Friday out here with all of you. I love you all. And by the way, please smash the hell out of the like button. It is so damn important that you do that for us, man. It really, really helps. I hate Nick Saban, but the man is a monster of a coach. We need to separate emotion from reality. Exactly. Any chance on Lane Kiffin? I think there's zero chance on Lane Kiffin. I think most people won't hire Lane Kiffin. It'll be places that are a little bit shady and are willing to take chances because they're a little bit more desperate and they can't necessarily attract all the coaches possible. So that's why you see that. The University of Miami has no intentions, I believe, on taking any chance on Lane Gypsy Kiffin. So, no. I think it's Mario this weekend, and if Mario doesn't take the job because he's not comfortable, then they're going to come back, unfortunately, to Manny Diaz. That part will suck. Sonny's Barbecue. I don't know what that means, Robert. Do they want to be a sponsor? Because we love Sonny's Barbecue. It is a good place. So, there you go. What else do I have here? By the way, did you what's it called, Sean? Did you sign the petition to stop interviewing Will and Jada Pinkett? Did you? Come on, Sean, answer. Give me an answer. Give me a physical answer. Did you sign it? Did you sign that petition? I need to know. No? Man, you know that there's a petition out there right now.
I did not.
That,
There was a petition, so I didn't sign it.
okay, all right, but there's a petition out there right now. Look at this. I got to knock all this crap out. No thanks. Get lost. So there's a petition to stop interviewing Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, and it's received over 11,000 signatures now. People will do anything, dude. Apparently, they're unhappy that Will and Jada talk about their open marriage. And so people don't, these uptight conservative people don't want them talk. Like, turn off the interview if you don't want to hear about it. Like, I don't really care. It's not like I listen to either one of their interviews. I will say this, if I see Jada Pinkett Smith on television, I will look at her. She's a good-looking woman. You know what I'm saying? Gotta say, great butt, too. Talented bootay. I mean, that's their problem if they want to sleep around with different people. Why would anybody want to come up with a petition for that? Like, do you have a life? Can you just turn off the chat? What is it with some of you out there? Because some of you out there, it's weird. You hate somebody, but yet you listen to them or you watch them or you'll read about their interview or something. I don't understand that part. Like Gus 1388, I love him to death, right? He sent me that video, but I cringed because I have to listen to Colin Cowherd. Like, I don't want to listen to Colin Cowherd at all. You know what I mean? But I didn't mind at that moment because it kind of made him look, again, like a horse's ass all the time because he really doesn't know what the hell he's doing. You know what I mean? But whatever, man. You know, it is what it is. So that stuff's pain. But I will never listen to you. You'll never catch me listening to the guy. I'm not going to go in my car radio or at home or whatever and, let me hear what the Cowherd Show has to say. You know what I mean? And I like Joy, actually. I've actually run into her weekend show, I think it is, and I've listened to it a little bit in the car when I'm driving. So I'll support Joy, but I won't even support Joy to watch Colin Cowherd. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not watching Colin Cowherd. I'm not listening to Colin Cowherd. I don't understand that about some people out there. So I'm looking at that petition, and there's 11,000 people, and it's like, why don't you just not listen to the interview? So if Entertainment Tonight says, up next, we're going to talk to Will Smith or Jada, turn it off. That's it. If it bothers your uptight ass so much, I don't know. I'm almost getting a feeling that some of those people that signed a petition, they're already so pissed at the current relationship they're in. They probably have no sex in their lives. So now they're pissed at two other people that are having all kinds of sex in their lives. They seem to be happy with it, banging each other and other people. Let them live their lives, dude. Why do you even care? It's like, get a life, man. Some of you need to get laid. Will and Jada make for great memes. I'm not mad. Not millennials. It's boomers. LOL. I don't know who it is. Whatever. They're a bunch of uptight assholes is what they are. That's what they are. Basically, that's what I would call people that are signing that petition, that you have no life, that's what you've got to do. You know, I just saw that it is, and I can tie it to sports because some of you do the same thing. Well, I hate this guy, but did you hear him say this? And well, I thought you hate the guy, so why are you listening? I don't get that. That just doesn't make any sense. Oh, Lordy. Lordy. What else do we have? That's it. I think we're done. I think we got to thank Ira Winderman for joining us, Omar Kelly, Manny Navarro, Yves Sham, by the way. So any of you out there looking for a mortgage, please reach out to my guy, Yves Sham from American Dream Lending. The website is adreamlending.com. Great people out there. We thank Ira, Omar, and Manny, along with Yves. Appreciate them. We'll be back tonight at 6:00. So in about 5 hours, we'll be back, and we'll be rocking and rolling, and we'll have a great night out there for the Larry Little Hall of Famers night. And we will start off at 6:00. By 7, the event starts. I will be emceeing it. It will be an absolute disaster because I have no idea what I am going to be talking about. And we'll have some fun. So we'll hear from Larry Little. We'll have a whole bunch of stars there and former Dolphin greats. Hopefully, we will bring several of them to the podium. To the table to talk a little Miami Dolphins, past and present, of course. So we'll have some fun. So tune in tonight. All right. Appreciate all of you out there. We will see you later tonight, or if not, we will catch you at Sports Grill on Bird Road, baby. Bird Road at 114th. Sean and I will be out there. You all be good. Much love. Be safe. Love you all. We'll see you on Sunday. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show.